Think you can take this? Thought you'd be more intimidating.
Bestie, sabi mo hangout tayo. Puro ka naman games eh.
Sabi ko naman kasi sa'yo, subukan mo to. Mag-i-enjoy ka, promise.
Hindi nga kasi ako gamer eh. Pero sige na nga. Ngayon lang to ah. Wow! Anong gagawin natin dito?
Magkakampi tayo, tapos kalaban natin silang lahat. Kailangan sa huli tayo lang matira, kaya dapat alert ka.
Lahat sila papatayin? Lahat?
Ganun na nga.
Oh, hello!
Enjoy lang tayo, ha?
Time for the mission. Get ready.
Anong gagawin ko ngayon?
Sundin mo ako, kailangan na natin kumuha ng baril.
Okay.
Enemy spotted!
First blood.
Uy! Ayos to ah! I'm hit!
May sniper! Teka, i-heal kita!
Thanks, Bestie.
Using adrenaline shot now.
Stay alert. Go, go, go! Nice! Subukan mo naman makatama sa susunod! Konti na lang! Watch your six!
Only 2 teams left, getting close to victory.
Sa likod mo!
We have a winner.
See? Sabi kasi maganda, di ba?
Tara, isa pa!
Tara, tara! Start mo, start!
Sige.
Just look around you. They are everywhere. They operate from the shadows, right under your noses. You have absolutely no idea what you're up against.
If you would like to get exclusive content updates, previews, and events, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notifications. Stay frosty, soldiers.
Bestie, sabi mo hangout tayo. Puro ka naman games eh.
Sabi ko naman kasi sa'yo, subukan mo to. Mag-i-enjoy ka, promise.
Hindi nga kasi ako gamer eh. Pero sige na nga. Ngayon lang to ah. Wow! Anong gagawin natin dito?
Magkakampi tayo, tapos kalaban natin silang lahat. Kailangan sa huli tayo lang matira, kaya dapat alert ka, ha?
Lahat sila papatayin? Lahat?
Ganun na nga. Enjoy lang tayo, ha?
Time for the mission. Get ready.
Anong gagawin ko ngayon?
Sundin mo ako, kailangan na natin kumuha ng baril.
Okay.
Enemy spotted!
First blood.
Uy! Ayos to ah! I'm hit!
May sniper! Teka, i-heal kita!
Thanks, Bestie.
Using adrenaline shot now.
Stay alert. Go, go, go! Nice! Subukan mo naman makatapos sa susunod! Konti na lang! Watch your six!
Only 2 teams left, getting close to victory.
Sa likod mo!
GG!
We have a winner.
See? Sabi kasi maganda, di ba?
Tara, isa pa!
Tara, tara! Start mo, start!
Sige.
Welcome to the Valkyrie Series playoffs, where 4 teams consisting of amazing women from the Call of Duty mobile scene are here to fight it off to see who will reign at the top. Is it gonna be XDG LXIX with Valkyrie Afia, or AIM Artemis with Valkyrie Yisa? Is it gonna be the Singaporean Valkyrie Velvet with MOJ, or Gaijin Invicta with Mia? My name's AJ, I'm the Mustachio, down here with the one and only not Cuckoo TV. For some reason, we do apologize because there's no way this face is Cuckoo TV. Nah.
Well, it's good to be back, and finally everything's all working out, and I'm so excited to see all of these 4 teams here today. We're down to the final 4. This is the showdown that we've been waiting for, and we are at the playoffs. And by the way, Mustachio, I'm liking the glasses that you're spawning over here. I like it. Looking good, man.
Thank you very much. It puts on a few, years to the look itself, but thankfully it protects me from all of this glare that we have to, face on a daily basis. I'm loving the new look as well. Thank you very much for noticing, Beef. And here's the thing, right, Beef? We have been seeing amazing performance come in here from all of these 4 teams. Let's take a quick look at the qualified teams in here once again for us to shout them out as they so well deserve. XDG LXIX, Velvet, Gaijin Invicta, as well as AIM Artemis. These 4 teams have made it up in here to the playoffs, 3 out of which are from the Philippines.
Yes, and we do have Velvet here to represent that MYSG area. They are going to be the pride of that. And then, going against all of these really strong teams is very, very interesting, especially to all the people who have been rooting for all of these teams. And no doubt about it, all of these teams have definitely became a cocoon in the beginning and became really amazing, beautiful butterflies at the end of this competition. And it's going to be impressive how all of these teams really match it up, especially knowing how much they had time to really practice and study each other. And let's head on over to the brackets, because it is going to be a best of 5 double elimination. And over here we have our first upper bracket number 1, XDG LXIX against AIM Artemis, and our upper bracket number 2 we have Velvet versus Gaijin Invicta. And after that we are going to go to our lower bracket, which will be announced later on. So all of these combined, now who do you think is going to reign over here in an upper bracket final?
See, that's the best part, right? I will make my predictions right now. It is going to probably be Velvet as well as XDG LXIX. I mean, the standings will go to show that as well. They have been absolutely dominant in the competition so far, and we've seen exactly how some of these series have, gone down in the past. And here's the beautiful part about the double elimination. None of these teams will be kicked out today. This will just be setting up the brackets for tomorrow, Beef.
Exactly. And now all of these teams are heading over to what the prize pool that we are going to have. Not only are they going to have a lot of money, but also a lot of pride in their name as well. So we do have a prize pool of $3,000 with the first placer having $1,500, with the second place having $750, with the third having $500, and the fourth $250. And also, whoever actually wins that Valkyrie, title, they are going to win $200 as well. So that's very, very impressive. And here we are, top 4 Valkyrie Honor Awards. So just comment down below, #Valkyrie and the IGN of the player that you want there. We have Velvet, MOJ, we have Gaijin Invicta Mia, we have XDG LXIX Afia, and AIM Artemis Isa.
Oh yeah, these 4 ladies have definitely been lighting up the Valkyrie series thus far, and to honor all of their hard work in here by giving $200 USD to the one that manages to pick up the Valkyrie Honor Award, I think that's definitely fitting, right? These 4 ladies are not going to be making it easy for each other, though. It's going to be a heated day of battles, and the best part of it all, it's going to be best out of 5. So many series for us to look forward in here, Beef. And hopefully both of the series that we see in here, at least for the start, take us all the way up in there until match number 5.
Yep, exactly. I'm gonna be really impressed if we see a lot of match number fives because I feel like, yeah, you were right with expecting XDG winning against all of this, craziness and also Velvet, but it's how they really dominate. And if we're gonna be seeing an answer back from AIM Artemis, especially for our first day, especially for this one, here is the day that we are been waiting for. XDG LXIX, AIM Artemis 21 Hushes versus NUGen. This is not right. We have here Velvet versus Gaijin Invicta for our second. Don't mind the text on the screen, ladies and gents. It's going to be Velvet versus Gaijin Invicta for our second one. But here we go. The XDG LXIX ladies. We have Afia, Afro, Venice, Consta, Sika, and Yaki representing the Philippines yet again. And AJ, these ladies have been absolutely crazy in this competition, really bagging up that top spot here.
Dominant, absolutely dominant. Afia has been a monster, but the support coming in here from rest of the team members, not too shabby at all. They definitely do give each other a run for their money. And here is what it is, right? At the end of the day, XDG has been able to prove that they are the most dominant in the competition. But up until the very last day where Velvet managed to catch up and show that they are as dominant. So will this be a day of flex? Will these first two series be a position and an opportunity for XDG as well as Velvet to flex? Or will AIM Artemis as well as Gaijin Invicta show that they are not the underdogs here and they will rise up to the top? Let's take a quick look at AIM Artemis with the lineup of Muji, Azri, Scarlet, Yisa, Kimi, as well as Sammy. And they have been able to, prove that not only are they worthy of stepping into the top 4 in here, but they can definitely hold their own against some of the top dogs in here.
Yep, exactly. And now I'm interested to see how they will actually step up with a team like XDG. And it's going to be interesting how they actually do this because against XDG beforehand during the group stage, they did lose 0-3. And knowing that one, maybe they've, resorted to more strategies that are going to be interesting. And hopefully they get to win at least one of these games because it's going to be important for their confidence to actually play this. But here we go. Team MVP. We do have LXIX Afia with 18 kills and AIM Scarlet with 15. But then the points here, you can already tell that Afia does have that upper hand. But then Scarlet is not too far along, especially you can see here, it's 27. 2,700 is not too far away from 3,000.
Not too far away at all. But at the level that they play this at currently, these are all just mere numbers. The strategy is going to pay off. And here, speaking of strategy, let's bring on the bans and picks, ladies, German boys and girls. So let's see exactly who wins the coin toss for series number 1 and who gets the advantage of picking more maps in this game. It's going to be AIM Artemis, which puts a lot of favor in their side of the court.
And this is what they needed, AJ. They have map number 1, map number 3, and map number 5. Now, it's going to be important how they actually get to play this because this is a very crucial moment on what kind of maps to pick, especially with that Hardpoint. I know they kind of struggle with that, especially having their game on against XDG, the past games. But with that in mind, there really needs to be like some sort of communication in terms of their strategies and all of that. But then here we go. Crash and firing range are going to be banned in our Hardpoint game, and having this advantage of winning the coin toss really gives you an advantage, but it might not be enough, especially with a team like XDG, AJ.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. You hit the nail right on the head there. Let's see if AIM Artemis will be able to prove us wrong, though, as they will drop in and say, at Hardpoint, we want to play it off at rate. Now, this is going to be a very interesting way to take it. It's going to give them a lot of room to hide, a lot of space to run around. And here's the thing. You really need to master rate because the access points into multiple of these hard points will be very tough to protect as well as defend in here.
Exactly, and you are gonna want that garage takeover. That is the money hill of this whole map. Raid having that P3 advantage, getting all of those points because it is the hardest to infiltrate, easiest to defend, and they want to have that, especially with Artemis knowing that XDG is a really powerful group. They need to make those rotations and really win those gunfights. And maybe if they do have that advantage, maybe go for a split type of push. But then here we go. Search and destroy, standoff, and crossfire are going to be banned. with Standoff being a very interesting pick off of like, that band. But then Tunisia, oh no, AJ, we finally have Tunisia and we already know what goes down here.
Yeah, XDG is going to win this. AIM Artemis really needs to hustle if they want to pull a W off. XDG LXIX have managed to show us that they are the first team to come into the competitive scene and shine, truly shine at Tunisia. And let's see if or not they'll be able to be consistent by shining through in the Valkyrie series as well as we continue in the playoffs. Crossfire firing range will be striked off for domination. AIM Artemis gets to pick this and they will say, let's get down and dirty at Summit.
Now, that is a very interesting pick because Summit is probably one of the fastest game modes in domination that you can have here alongside firing range. So Summit, for sure, I'm not quite sure who's actually going to win this one, but then XDG really likes to win their gunfights, especially close range. You do have a player like Afia running around the map with that shotgun. But then here we go. We're not going to be sure who's going to be winning this one, but you know what's interesting for me, especially with this hardpoint over here, Standoff is going to be played here. Now, Standoff is going to be one of the most classic maps that you are going to play here. It's all about that rotation, knowing all of your power positions, knowing where to spawn your enemies off and really get them away from that hard point.
Yeah, and let's take a quick look at Search and Destroy, right? The final one. If we do get pushed into match number 5, I absolutely love, by the way, how they are picking all 5 different games. If we happen to go through it, we'll be at 5 different maps. This is one of the very few moments in a competition in Call of Duty Mobile that we actually get to see this, because even the guys played super safe all the time, Beef.
Yep, exactly. And I feel like all of these girls will go all out, especially this is one of the first tournaments where women can actually show what they've got. So all of these girls, not only are they fighting for that title, but they're also fighting for that equality, to have that spot in esports, to really represent that we are also really good in terms of esports. So it's important to see what they are also going to be, putting up here for the table. Everything is going to be important for these girls today.
Absolutely. So let's see exactly how they will go ahead to pull this off. XDG LXIX, AIM Artemis, 2 great teams. One just slightly more amazing than the other in the competition so far. But let's take a comparison between Afia as well as Yisa in here, right? Both of them have been totally, commanding in the way they take all of their matches, and they've managed to control those maps. No matter how much you put the pressure on them, these 2 ladies have always managed to shine through. And now we are pitting them up against each other at the playoffs, Beef. It's definitely going to be a heated battle with XDG here opening up that hard point, picking up the first few points.
And we can see here they're all funneling through mid, which is not going to be the best idea here for AIM Artemis. They need to go out and spread, especially go for that flank right now, and they are having a hard time really infiltrating this first hard point, because you can see here XDG has such solid defense. They are positioned so well that AIM Artemis can't get even a point. All they can do is actually just contest. Every time that they try to step over there, they can't even get a point.
Sika, Chopper, gameplay, beautiful, drops behind, and she will now make the approach. Are we going to be able to see her drop into the square center, because she's still hanging around at the garden laundry room? Yaki will drop in, and it is going to be the Pharaoh gameplay that will help her, as well as XDG LXIX continue to pick these points up. Amazing coming in here from the side of XDG. AIM Artemis hasn't been able to respond much at all. Muji already focusing at the kitchen. They want to hold on to that instead. Are we going to be able to see XDG show us exactly how they will overtake this? Because AIM Artemis, they've proven the kitchen is where they cook the best of meals, and they pick those points up, Beef.
Yes, sir, and that was a really amazing push there. They knew that they won't get P1, so they head over to kitchen and try to get that, but then XDG gets it just quickly, and at this point, they need to go contest this one. They do not need to give all of these points to XDG, and right now, they are spread out a little bit too thin. They are going to try to go for that pin push, but then, they're not going to be getting that pinch that they really wanted, and for this time, they need to head over to that next hard point, which is Garage, and get all of these points right now.
You cannot step into the kitchen. This is beautiful, smart play coming in from XDG. Why? Because right outside of kitchen, the other door that they were throwing all of those thermites at, that's going to be really difficult to protect. That's going to be really difficult to defend. If you stand too close to the door, your opposition should be able to step in and take you out in a flash. But to be able to protect it with the thermite first is just perfection coming in from XDG. But we will now drop into garage. This is the money hill that you were talking about, Beef. If AIM Artemis can hold on to this point for the whole of its duration, maybe a comeback might be more than possible.
And here we go. We see AIM Artemis having amazing points here. They're getting everything, not even being contested for more than 5 seconds, which is what they really needed. Although for this one, they need to get all of those Slayers out. We only need probably 1 or 2 people here as OBJ, but then whatever they're doing, it's really working out for them. And at this point, they need to go and have that rotation. Maybe leave 2 members here and head over to tennis court.
Oh, absolutely, man. Look at AIM Artemis fight all the way back through, and this is that garage which they know exactly how to control. But as they will have to now go all the way down to basketball court, all across the map, we can already see that XDG have already paved their path towards there. There are 4 players, 2 of them right outside of basketball court at that swimming pool to make sure they hold that line back as far as possible. 2 spawns coming in at Garden, but this is just annihilation. Now 3-player push coming in from AIM Artemis. This is a possibility that they might be able to take over the Hardpoint B.
Yep, exactly. And right now, they're actually all going through that same entrance. But then I feel like they listened to what I said and finally went through another one. And they were able to actually get all of those points. But then with the contest, AJ, they're doing a good job at this push.
Oh, Isa dropping right back in there. Are we going to be able to see her continuously slay? That's exactly what she does with the Man of War, but then backstabbed by Afia. And she was not expecting that. XDG back onto the hard points, scratching and clawing their way at these points. AIM Artemis making sure that it's not going to be a match that they drop easily. This is their map pick and they have the advantage. Or do they? 78 to 81. XDG not making this easier at all. Here comes Sticker. Afia right there behind her. The slay doesn't come through and AIM Artemis picks up that hard point right back through. And this is the kind of fight that we deserve at a Call of Duty Mobile playoff beat.
Yes, that was amazing. The contest was so great in that hard point. Amazing. None of those teams got 10 seconds to their name. And you can see here, it's close with AIM Artemis having that lead. And right now we have P5, the hardest hard point to actually defend. It's so open, and now we're going to see the score streaks going down.
Oh yeah, boy. Cluster strike coming in from both teams. Neither one able to pick those points up. Central Garden, one of the most difficult to pick up because of how open it is and because of how many entry points that you have into this area. Either spawn gets to step in and make your life so difficult. But XDG showing that they have got the exactly what it takes to drop in and pick those points up. 26 seconds in there. Yisa spoiling their plans, taking out their star player, picking up a couple of points, but then they'll get flushed out again. Sika right behind the XS1 Goliath. One more shot, and that is about it. Muji will take Consta out. XS1 Goliath perfection coming in from AIM Artemis so far. Beat XDG. They are stunned, but still trying to fight back for what they want.
AIM Artemis doing everything right, and XDG, surprisingly, is doing the catch-up. And especially with this XS1 Goliath, they are going to have the most difficult time here, but then they do have an XS1 Goliath of their own. But then they are racking up all these points. The XS1 really slow with that catch-up gameplay here. It's going to be difficult for them to actually do it. They need to put down all their score streaks here at this point.
Oh no, and okay, so AIM Artemis, they brought in their XS1 Goliath a little bit early. They managed to go in there, prime themselves, but it is Yaki and her XS1 Goliath that does the damage. But Kimmy drops right back in with the FHJ. Yisa on her own XS1 Goliath right now, and AIM Artemis should be able to back this. 27 seconds in the hard point, and they are at square center. If we don't see a war machine, if we don't see a cluster strike, if we don't see a predator missile coming from the skies, AIM Artemis is gonna be able to bag victory number 1. 13 seconds more in here, and XDG will not do it as AIM Artemis stuns them with victory number 1.
Okay, I am so surprised. I'm delightfully surprised with what our outcome is for today. What a banger. What an amazing opener. And this is what we've been expecting nonetheless at a competition like this. AIM Artemis is bringing it to the table, AJ.
Oh, and they're bringing it in the most amazing of fashions, right? XDG does not know what hit them, but at the same time, AIM Artemis needs to understand that this is where most of the pro teams usually falter, right? To be able to take a first game against a team that is so dominant in the competition is going to give you a lot of excitement, and sometimes excited people make some very, very silly mistakes, beef. Hopefully, AIM Artemis will be able to hold their own as Scarlet picks up that MVP, 26-14-22 on that KDA. Afia, as usual, representing the XDG side, picking up the MVP for them. 150 to 105. What a beautiful mirror in the last two digits there. Beautifully played by AIM Artemis.
Yep, everything was just in the right cards for them. Everything that they did was amazing. 150 to 105. I did not expect this score at all. I was expecting to be reversed, but then with, especially at the last part of the game, the rotation, the counter plays, all of that, it was so beautiful to see how AIM Artemis did not let go, especially in that basketball court. They just kept on going there, did not give up. They kept contesting, did not give any points to XDG, and then having that early rotation going off that central garden. But then you already know all of the cluster strikes are going to be going down over there, so not a lot of those points really got there, but where they shined so bright was in that last hardpoint in pizza, in that circle. Oh god, I cannot fathom how hard it was for XDG to really get in there, especially with 3 XS1 Goliaths at some point really heading over there for that heavy defense.
Oh, absolutely, man. I mean, AIM Artemis, even with the XS1 Goliath, and I really thought that they had messed up by bringing one in a little bit too early, but thankfully they had enough score streak points picked up with another player to drop right in, and that support from Kimmy and her XS1 literally won them that final hard point. Are we going to be able to see such perfection coming in here from AIM Artemis? Is this all a ploy by XDG to play around with the playoffs bracket? Because even if they lose today, Beef, what's the worst case scenario? They don't get kicked out.
Yep, exactly. They are heading over to that lower bracket. But then here we go. This is going to be, I think, a sure game for us. We've seen them play here, and we already know how well XDG really plays in this map, especially with a sniper like Consta in their bag. It's going to be hard to really contest that unless she has a bad game today. But then here we go. She most likely will get those opening picks.
It is the meta of those snipers. Double snipers on this map should be able to secure an amazing position. Sikar dropping right in with a beautiful smoke coming out. And it's going to be Consta with a 2-piece for herself. Amazing snipes dropping through. Sammy as well as Muji will need to back away. Bomb being planted right now. 2 players on the defense against 5 from XDG who have been able to master the Tunisia map so far. Yeah, Muji's not going to be able to pull much off in here.
Especially with a gun like the QQ9, that's going to be very hard. She needs to pick up a sniper if she wants to have a little bit of, a kill right now. It's not going to be hard, especially with Consta on her back. And speaking of Consta, gets that pick. And this is what we were saying a while ago. Consta will definitely get that first opening pick. And not only did she get that pick, she got a beautiful 3-piece in that first round.
And they are going to continue to ravage the team of AIM Artemis in this exact same way. And the step-up gameplay needs to come through from the AIM team. Are we going to be able to see them make it, though? They will stack their defense, sending 4 of those players to that Alpha side, just 1 on Bravo. And that recall for that player from that Bravo side will come through, which means this is a beautiful play from AIM Artemis. Yisa taking Consta out, setting the team of AIM Artemis for this victory. That bomb will get picked up. Sika, are we going to be able to see XDG respond as Sophia will be able to flex right back through with that sniper? Scarlet KRM action. Sammy plowing through as well. AIM Artemis still will have the advantage. Scarlet KRM does that damage, and only Yaki should be able to pull this through. But then now 3-on-1 beat. How will she do it?
Oh, and she doesn't pull it off. What a beautiful response here by AIM Artemis. You know what? Now, this is scary to see because we've seen how they were dominated with those past games against XDG, but now they're actually responding. You can see how much they've learned from their past games. And right now, with the score like 1-1, this is the confidence that they need in a map like this, where you can easily be swallowed up with these halls within these corners. It's going to be hard for them. But an aggressive push, AJ. Here we go.
Okay, now let's see exactly what Sika is able to do. Sammy is the only player left, 4-on-1. Once again, right, it is the numbers game, and on top of everything else, XDG is the attacking side. Beautiful for AIM Artemis to pull a defensive point away. But to do it 3-on-1, it's not like I don't have a lot of confidence in Sammy. On this map, it's just really going to be difficult, right? Venice as well as Consta on those snipes. They are looking at the points where Sammy can appear, and one call out will go through as Venice just simply closes off round 3.
And especially with this type of game mode, knowing that they will rush through that A bomb site, I feel like what AIM Artemis needs to do is to really go for that backstab, really go through mid, and really go and really have that plan. But then I think it's going to be a B plat. No, most of the AIM Artemis girls are going to be at A bomb site, not knowing that they're going to be going for Bravo. But here we go. I think the rotation is coming on, and they are heading over to Bravo.
Okay, it's gonna be Sammy. Let's see exactly what she can do with the as she goes in for a pop. A quick thermite will be very well placed coming through for Sammy, but is she gonna be able to get that player as well? Beautiful play. Afia taken down. Yaki QQ9, but she has been spotted very badly though. Kimi going in for the damage. Yisa right now falling through. It's a 2-on-3 situation. Yisa should be able to get a snipe off. She sees that power position being held by the player from XDG. Being the only player left in this game, 15 seconds on the clock, it will only mean that AIM Artemis will not be picking this round up.
That was a very nice effort though by AIM Artemis, almost getting that, but then we do see one person up in there, and especially up that ladder. They do get one frag, but it's not going to be enough. And surprisingly, they all went through that same area, and I think that is really the problem for AIM here so far. They keep funneling through that same area, which is really bad for a team like XDG, especially because they can do all of these gunfights so well, but we're seeing a really aggressive push through mid, AJ.
Okay, Yaki taking Muji out of the equation. AIM Artemis already playing with one hand tied behind their back. Make that multiple for XDG as the response comes in really well for AIM Artemis. Scarlet on fire with the KRM, leaving Consta all alone, who takes a 2-piece for herself, which means this DLQ is not one to be messed with. 2 more players to be taken down, one right there in front of her. Consta cannot make a mistake, and she will go ahead to reposition herself. This is Master Sniper from the side of XDG. Can she get the clutch? I am quite confident she can, but it'll all depend on how she makes this rotation. She's on the attacking side, which means she needs to fetch that bomb.
Yep, she needs to go for that really quiet rotation over here. Doesn't quite spot anyone there. Oh no. And what you're right. I feel like she should have taken a bit more time. She had 1 minute on the clock. That could have easily be winnable with the clutch, especially with that sniper, and that sniper being Consta. She has 7 kills right now. I feel like she should have been a little bit more patient, really went around that A area and really tried to scout out who is going to be there. But, you know, sadly, she wasn't able to do that. She rushed a little bit too fast, and here we go. Another really fast push here in A bomb site as AIM tries to get that really fast plant.
Oh, Yisa, beautiful takedown. Scarlet as well with the KRM. Venice will be able to delete her back out. Zika just trying to just lay all of the AIM Artemis girls flat out on the ground. Venice really low on that HP, will have to back away for the time being as she leaves Consta to see if or not she can take a couple of players out. Sammy still on the bomb, will be able to go in here for the plant. But then a quick takedown from Consta will be able to just cripple AIM Artemis. Sammy's just outside, away from this wall towards that left. A quick flick will not be coming through as Consta backs away.
It is going to be a sniper versus SMG gameplay over here, everyone. And it's going to be very spicy because it's going to be either really close range gunfight or get that first pick off of that. But then here we go. Sammy with that kill, AJ. Amazing patience here by Sammy. Really trying not to over push.
Okay, an opportunity! And Sammy will be able to make it 3-all as AIM Artemis fights back. Are we going to be able to see an upset here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls? I think Okay, XDG, I see what you're doing. Let's see exactly how far this goes.
Okay, AIM Artemis, we see you girls, and they're doing such an amazing job here. I'm very impressed what I'm seeing here. I thought it was going to be here, but then HA, that kill!
Oh, goodness. This is absolute perfection. Venice! Unfortunately, Muji will just go and rampage on of all of the players. But an absolute quick round taken up by XDG LXIX to say, calm down, Mustachio. We're not dropping this, all right? We're still in it. 2 more rounds for XDG to pick that W up to wrap this up. But 3 for the side of AIM Artemis. And all of a sudden, that does not look too impossible.
A misread. Look at the map. It is going to be a misread. Look at this. AIM Artemis is heading over to A bomb site, but then XDG goes to B. No one is left here in A. I don't know why they didn't leave at least one player here in A. They should have had that. They should have known that. They shouldn't really have everyone there. An amazing response here, but a very quick rotation here by XDG.
Okay, Afia takes Sammy out. Kimi needs to hold this corner really, really well. Let's see exactly what the sniper will be able to do because she needs to be able to protect it. Yisa just allowing all of the players to drop right into the area, which means the side of XDG will have an amazing opportunity. Sika drops right in. Oh, Yisa gets that bloody close quarters combat, and close quarters snipes are perfection in Call of Duty Mobile. But right now, Scarlet, as she gets taken down, one final player, Yisa, picks up that QQ9, and unfortunately for Afia, she just does not see that coming through. And that is a simple grenade, and Venice takes her out for the defusal.
Dang it. I feel like Issa should have just played for time. And she just stayed there knowing that they know where she is. She should have just been a little bit more annoying and really went out of their way because time was on her side. There was 7 seconds. She could have distracted for, at the very least, 3 seconds over there, and maybe she would have gotten the win. But we are here at match point, and the push is heading over to Bravo. Again, another misread here by XDG as they are going to be heavily defending A, but then the quick rotation is very amazing on their end.
Consta opportunity here as she will go in here for the push. Looks like the attacking side will be able to get a very simple bomb plan at Bravo. Amazing rotations coming in from AIM Artemis, as well as the option to see where they want to go in for those push. XDG, on the other hand, is just allowing them to flood in, just to surprise them later on. Yisa with those shots, unable to do much damage once again, surprisingly, as Venice as well as Consta will take her as well as Scarlet out of the equation. More beautiful snipe coming through from Consta once again. Kimi, so little HP left, QQ9 in hand. What will she be able to pull off?
Oh no, she wasn't able to play for time. Like, this is what we've been saying. I know that Consta and Venice, really, really amazing snipers. They went in there so aggressively. And they were basically treating their snipers as if they were shotguns. But then we did not expect AIM Artemis to respond here so well. And sadly, I think it's the fact that they were having that jitters, especially having that plant. They could have just, took a little bit of a breather and then really noticed the time because time was on their side. Maybe they could have played a little bit more, passively, especially with a team like XDG, knowing how well they are with their gunfights.
But regardless of them taking a loss in here, Beef, it was a impressive match taken up by AIM Artemis against XDG. To be able to pull 3 points away at that, I think that's good enough, as Sammy will pick the MVP up for her side. But Sika this time stepping up for that MVP position. 10-5-4 on the KDA. She absolutely ravaged her opponents. But Consta not doing too shabby herself, Beef.
Yeah, honestly, for me, the MVP is actually Consta. She had those essential picks, even though that Sika had more points, but Consta with those snipes, with the essential kills that she had during moments where, she was needed the most by her teammates. Now, that was so impressive, especially treating that sniper as if it was a shotgun. The flicks, the quick scopes, even the hard scopes were all right. Now, I feel like she is one of the best snipers that we have here in this competition so far. And we're heading over here in Domination Summit. Now, I feel like Consta might have a little bit of hard time. She will probably switch over to another gun. Now, this is going to be interesting for AIM Artemis, knowing that they actually picked this map over here.
Oh, absolutely, man. And AIM Artemis, knowing that they picked Summit in here and they've already picked Raid, that was a great pick coming in. Are they going to be able to shine through at Summit as well? Because XDG knows this map absolutely like the back of their hands, right? Are we going to be able to see that AIM Artemis coming in here with a strategy that will be exploitable by XDG? Or is AIM Artemis just going to show that their strategies will pull off? Because in terms of those gun skills, we can see that XDG is just slightly, ever so slightly better. But the response that we saw from Hardpoint as well as AIM Artemis was really promising.
Yeah, exactly. And I feel like the only reason why they won Search and Destroy was because they had Consta and Venice as their snipers, really, really talented. But then having that over here with a small map like this, it was so smart because they know that they don't want to go through another sniper gameplay here again. And it's going to be a really fast push in Bravo, AJ.
Okay, now let's see if or not this is going to be able to hold up for AIM Artemis. Picking up that point quick is not going to be a huge deal. Holding on to it is going to be. And at the moment, they are not doing too shabby at all. Venice will try to take over the second floor of control room number 2, but is that going to be enough as she gets shut down? Yisa right now steps in to control that second floor, spots a player right down below her, unable to go in for the delete, and they might just lose that alpha side. What is the side of AIM Artemis doing? Because they've already invested all those players into that Bravo side, but nobody is keeping an eye on alpha.
Exactly, and Yaki here is doing such an amazing job with that defense. They really need to take that Charlie flag over here, which they are going to be able to do, but at the cost of probably giving up more defense here in Bravo and right, and that is what's happening. But still, heavy artillery here in Bravo. They're doing such a good job at that defense here, AJ.
Okay, now let's see what will they be able to do. They've snatched it right back, and on the points, they continue to drag it up. Yisa gets shut down. Muji with the opportunity will be able to take that revenge, but it's just back and forth between the two teams. Kimi right now with the opportunity. QQ9 goes in for the delete, but she gets taken out herself. These two teams do not want to let this go, and this is exactly like how we opened up the day. The fight is real between AIM Artemis as well as XDG. Can we see AIM Artemis rise up to the top in here? Even if they do though, XDG will still be alive as they do not get eliminated today. It will just be a setup for the playoffs tomorrow.
Oh no, Isa couldn't see that there was going to be someone over there. Sadly, she looked the peek over through that door, did not see anyone, but here we go. It's still going to be really good. Yaki is going to be able to actually really get rid of all these players, and we can see here a Bravo take. They are going to be able to get this, but for how long is going to be the question. We see here, AIM Artemis girls, they need to go here as a unit and really push up here, especially with someone who, as a Fia going to be in 2S, now she's going to be a nuisance and needs to be getting rid of.
Okay, 53-40. XDG on the comeback gameplay. They have got the Bravo side. Control room number 2 belongs to them. But at that point, cable car platform will be lost to AIM Artemis as the fight continues in. Sammy will prevent the takeover of that edge platform, but she will get backstabbed, and XDG will be able to complete their capture on that Charlie point. But AIM Artemis with the immediate response, a double response, distraction at Charlie and a capture at Bravo, and they do not get the triple cap, but instead they will lose alpha as well. Response comes right back through for edge platform, and just like Hardpoint, this is just swinging back and forth like a freaking pendulum between AIM Artemis as well as XDG.
Wow, AIM Artemis is improving so much at respawn game modes and doing absolutely amazing. And especially with the defense over here in Bravo, it's going to be difficult for them to actually, get this. XDG needs to step it up. Having so close yet so far and not getting all of those points, but then 15 points is not that far away. And right now they need to go for that distraction gameplay, especially going into that Charlie flag. They need to go split here from Charlie and through A as well, and then eventually go through Bravo.
Now let's see exactly what XDG comes back in here with a response. They will send 3 players to push for Bravo, just like what AIM Artemis did. When AIM Artemis sending 4 instead from their side. A Charlie capture is going to be coming in slow from AIM Artemis. Venice just doing it great on the side of the balcony of Edge platform. 75-61. One side captured for each side. Bravo still not picked up just yet. Yaki QQ9 holding it very well for the side of XDG. But it's going to be Kimmy just shooting a Sparrow off with a two-lady takeover. This might just drop through. And yes, they do. As Kimmy will shut down the threat at that door. And they will prevent any and all threat coming in for their platform number 2. 82-67. They will be able to increase their lead here, B.
This defense is absolutely crazy in Bravo. AIM is doing such a good job. XDG needs to catch up. They need to really buff out all of their plays, and right now, moving in as a unit is going to be very nice for them, and they're finally going to be able to get here. But again, AIM Artemis being such a nuisance here. Afia's having such a hard time with this defense, this capture in Bravo.
Oh, they're not going to be able to get Bravo. Look at the number of player AIM Artemis is throwing in there. But XDG is doing the exact same. They're just piling in all of the forces. But even as I say that, we've already hit that 100-point mark. XDG is not going in for the push. XDG is unable to go in for the push because AIM Artemis is just bringing on an amazing gameplay. Now, Kimmy should be able to bring in the cluster strike as well to protect some of these sites should she need it. 110-81 as XDG will pick Bravo side up. What will AIM Artemis respond with?
Well, right now it's going to be very difficult for them as they just wasted an XS1 Goliath. They weren't able to actually capture that, and especially all of these. Look at it right now. The cluster strike is going to be a little bit awkward here, but then they are going to try to go for A. Alpha is going to be an interesting point of contest here if they're able to actually get it. Isa gets rid of the XS1 Goliath, AJ.
Oh, beauty, man. But there's just one cluster strike is not going to be enough. They needed two. They opened one up a little bit too early, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. And AIM Artemis will learn from that one mistake that they should have not gone in for that play. And now they will open up another cluster strike. But that is a wasted cluster strike at that Charlie side. Now, are we going to be able to see AIM Artemis buck up? Two mistakes back to back will be able to give XDG the opportunity for a triple cap as well. Here we go. XS1. It is going to be the VTOL up in the air for Sika just to bring in that extra bit of damage. And this VTOL is staying way too long up in the air, B.
Oh man, they're finally faltering here. As we can see here, the triple cap is in order. Consta goes in there with the Sparrow, and she does get all of those points. And how long they're going to be keeping this triple cap, we're not too sure. As you can see here, all of their score streaks are going to be up here. And like what you said, AJ, a while ago, that cluster strike went in a little bit too early. No one was there. I don't know why they actually put it there. And at the cost of this one, they're going to have to go for that retake. It's still possible to win this one, especially if they go for that one essential push.
I believe this comeback is real. XDG will be able to wrap this game up. The pressure is just too much. AIM Artemis will not be able to go for a triple cap in such little time. Or am I wrong? Charlie prevention dropping through. XDG will be able to show that if you allow us to take an inch, we will take a yard. And they will close this game off with an amazing comeback. 150-132.
That was an amazing use of economy by XDG, and we can see here AIM Artemis having those mistakes of bringing out all of those score streaks a little bit too early, and they were pretty much overwhelmed at some point. There was going to be cluster strike after cluster strike. There's going to be XS1 Goliath and also a VTOL at some point in the side of XDG. An amazing play here, an amazing show of dominance here by XDG.
But you want to know what I love, Beef? I love how much AIM Artemis has been able to grow within the Valkyrie series itself, right? The way these girls are playing these games now compared to the way they were taking their first few games in the series. AIM Artemis was the team that lost 3-0 to XDG. They could not do anything against XDG the first time we came around in here. This time around, they managed to take away game number 1. And domination, if only they did not make those mistakes with those score streaks, we will be seeing AIM Artemis with the W in here as well. Will they be able to make it back up in this best out of 5? As it is Sika who picks up that sick MVP once again in game number 3.
Yeah, I know. It's going to be interesting how all of these teams actually get to do this. And right now, with Muji being that MVP for AIM and Sika yet again being the MVP with 23 kills, it's going to be amazing how all of these girls really show it up for Hardpoint, because we already know how AIM Artemis is so good at that game mode from a while ago, and heading it over here at Standoff, it's going to be a completely different game. And we already know XDG really loves Standoff.
Absolutely, man. Now, XDG with their map pick, this is their opportunity to shut this off, to close down any hopes that AIM Artemis has in here for, not the most dramatic of reverse sweeps, but a reverse sweep indeed. With AIM Artemis, just taking a very, very convincing and dominant win on Raid that really changed my opinion, right? Because we opened up the day and I said XDG as well as Velvet, they'll definitely tap out the two series that we have in here. But AIM Artemis just showed that, we are not going to get counted out that easily, Beef. But, consistency, once again, is key here. Can they make a comeback at Standoff?
Yep, they absolutely need to make a comeback here in Standoff and really get to know where they can position themselves and really spawn off the players of XDG at the very end of the map. Not everyone should be inside the hardpoint. You need to have your slayers outside, really position themselves well, and really kill all of those players off one by one and not allow them to even infiltrate and even contest in that hardpoint. Now, especially with a map like Standoff, you can already know where the power positions are going to be and really go in there firsthand.
Absolutely. Now, let's see if or not we will be able to see the side of AIM Artemis go in here and dominate this hard point, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, because Hotel Yard, as we open things up, is going to be one of the most difficult hard points. But as we have already seen, AIM Artemis will not shy away from all of this action.
Exactly. They're doing such a good job here so far, but then you can see here the first one to actually get it is going to be XDG, and the rotation is going to be hard for them. They are heading over to Warehouse, which is going to be difficult for them, especially knowing how XDG already knows where they are going to be spawning off to. Such a strong side, especially with Afia being so annoying with the shotgun. If they're already defending P1 so well already, you best believe that they are gonna be able to do that for the other hard points as well.
He's a Man of War controlling the fountain, whilst all of the rest of the team members will go in for the invade. Hotel Yard has been taken over, but just for a few seconds, when he's just dropping right back. QQ9 deleting Yisa at the fountain as well, and they will jump right out. Hotel Yard belongs to AIM Artemis for the time being, and they are not too fussed about it at all. Why? Because they want Warehouse, and XDG have already gone in for the rotation. If you want to pull an early rotation, this is how you do it.
Yep, exactly. And I don't know why AIM Artemis even allowed that to happen. They got the scrap points over here in Hotel Yard, and that knowing that XDG did that on purpose just so they can actually give that to AIM Artemis. And right now it's going to be difficult for them. I can already tell that XDG is absolutely on fire. The rotation fight is working out for them so well.
Number 4! Oh, she misses and she gets that 4th kill in a row. Number 5, she doesn't get it done, but amazing plays coming in here from Afia, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. A quick sneak, hide and seek at that patrol station, and then she goes all the way through her opponent. 66-14. Just that solo play from Afia alone allowed XDG to dominate the hard point. But now that they have dropped it, let's take a quick look and see exactly how they will go ahead to pull this back. Those scrap points will be for AIM Artemis, because hard point number 3, as we will drop into the house, the Special Forces base is the spawn point of XDG as well. AIM Artemis will really impress me if they can take this away.
Yep, exactly, and I don't think it's going to be possible for them to actually do so, especially knowing how much they're on fire. And Afia with that Sparrow gameplay as well here in back alley, it's going to be difficult for AIM Artemis to actually go in here. But again, they're really spread out. They need to go in here as a unit, and XDG is doing such a good job at this.
Oh, they're so close to resetting the spawn of XDG. Just one more takedown, but they will continue to just ravage through AIM Artemis. Yes, that respawn has, yes, the spawn has been reset by AIM Artemis, but it hasn't been reset to a drastic point where XDG will not be able to drop right back into the hard point. 17 seconds to go, and XDG chooses to to leave this. That reset coming in from AIM Artemis seems to be one that XDG doesn't want to fight for, and they want to take Bakery instead. So let's see who gets to bake this bread. They want to set a strong defense with the XS1 Goliath in here. So I think XDG is looking to close this game off beat.
Yep, exactly. And we already knew that from the beginning from Hotel Yard. We already know that Hotel Yard is the most difficult to really defend. And they defended it so well, got all of those points. And they keep giving the scrap points to AIM Artemis, knowing very well they need to stay there and going for that early rotation here, which is going to be very important for them. And I think this is already going to be match point, as the XS1 Goliath is going to be too much of a defense to actually get point.
Oh, Yaki is just so amazing with the XS1 Goliath positioning so far. Sammy with the quick invade, but that will just go on to delay a few points pickup. And this is not going to mean anything because XDG has managed to ravage through. Muji dropping in for those crucial points pickup, but nobody else from her team will be able to capitalize as she flushes out all the players from XDG. And XDG's right back in there. Venice this time picking those points up. A two-player push coming in from AIM Artemis, and once again they will be allowed to pick up the scraps because the players from XDG, they've already gone in for the rotation, and Hotel Yard, they've already set their defense up. Will they be able to finally close the game off? We are at a full rotation. This is round number 2 for those hard points, and XDG just needs 6 more points, B.
And they are going to be able to get that unless we see a full-blown push here, and it's going to be difficult. Yes, here we go. This is the push that we've been talking about. They need to keep this. They absolutely need to defend this as well and really try to get in there. But then the closer strike is going down, AJ. I think it's going to be match point over here. As we see, it is going to be a win for XDG LXIX. And for this one, unfortunately, AIM Artemis couldn't get the rotation right. They kept going for those scrap points. The rotation was late. They wouldn't win those gunfights even from the beginning, from P1 already. I already knew that it was XDG's game already.
Yeah, unfortunately, XDG was just way too aggressive on that match to hold back. And the play by Yaki was truly phenomenal when they dropped into that bakery because she managed to ensure the defense on that spot will be absolutely formidable. The XS1 going behind the stairs for the cooldown, popping out, shooting those players down, waiting for information, backing away, making sure she doesn't take that much damage. Perfection coming through. A couple of sparrow shots were shot at her though, but it just wasn't enough, as XDG will show us exactly why they have been dominating the Valkyrie series so far.
Yep, exactly. It's so smart that they've been actually showing all of these strategies and all of that, and knowing how well they're doing this. Not only do they, really win those gunfights, but they're so smart. The rotation that came in for all of those hard points, they knew that, okay, we're probably going to give all of these scrap points because they know that AIM Artemis really needs those points. So they give that. But then they do that early rotation and that early setup in the next hardpoint. And we always see AIM Artemis from that catch-up. And from that moment on, we already know that XDG is going to be so amazing up in here.
And we need to talk about this, right? Because Issa has not been performing today at all. And I'm not so sure why, but today just doesn't seem to be her day. Afia, on the other hand, has been having the time of her life. She picks that MVP back up again as her team picks up that 150 to 66. A dominant victory, a dominant 3-1 comeback for the side of XDG. AIM Artemis, they started off the day very impressive, very strong, and then I don't know what happened.
I know. I feel like all of that adrenaline, all of that just went in here. And I think it's just XDG is just that good of a team that they were able to read everything that AIM Artemis did and really use it to their advantage. And that's how you know how much of a great team is. But then at the same time, AIM Artemis, you can see that they're learning. You can see that all of these days that they've been really taking advantage of that, really doing their homework. And, let's take a look at all of these points that we had for today. For Hardpoint, we have that amazing opener with AIM Artemis having a 150 to 105, and here for Search and Destroy Tunisia we have a 3 and 6, and for Summit we do have 130 to 150 from Domination, and for Hardpoint yet again we have 66 to 150. Now this is what's surprising to me, right? It's like I don't know why it's such a low kind of points here in standoff hardpoint since they did so well in raid. And it's really disappointing to see the late rotations, knowing how everything is just falling at the palm of XDG's hands, and they know that so well.
Because that's the true mark of a pro team, right? It's not being able to go out there and take those wins. It's all about composure at a level like this. And XDG, they can maintain composure, and they forced the girls from AIM Artemis to choke. And where did they choke? The one moment where they released that cluster strike a little bit too early at Summit. They choked. There was a possibility of a choke at Raid as well with the early use of the XS1 Goliath, which we spoke of, but that was an amazing recovery made by their side as well. So they managed to save themselves in game number 1, right? But when you continuously make those mistakes, there's no way in hell XDG isn't going to go ahead and punish you.
Yep, exactly. And they're the type of team where if you make one mistake, they will not give you a chance to even get to beat them. And, they were able to, not get that first hard point, but they absolutely dominated every game after that. They're like, okay, we made a mistake over here, and that is not going to happen again. And we can see it over here in Tunisia, where absolutely amazing plays here, especially with Consta on the sniper. Now, she is definitely one of the best snipers that I've seen in this competition so far. She was an absolute machine here, really picking off all of those early picks and really getting essential kills at the right time.
I absolutely agree. Venice herself as well has been amazing on the snipes. But what makes me even more excited about XDG is when Afia showed at one point where she just goes in for that, like picks that sniper up and performs just as well as any one of the other players from XDG, right? And that's the highlight of XDG. AIM Artemis, on the other hand, they go into these battles. They've got a one-dimension strategy. And once you break that one-dimension strategy, they no longer have a point of comeback. And that's something that XDG has been able to show us is not their weakness. In fact, it is their strength. Each and every single time you exploit one of their plays, they just bring a totally different play all right round, which is why, it was quite impressive, if you ask me. On the Tunisian map, AIM Artemis actually managed to shake things around for 3 of those rounds and managed to take that up. And that still showed promise from the team, but it just wasn't enough, Pete.
Yep, exactly. And we're actually seeing it over here in Domination here in Summit. They did such a good job in the first round, and they had trouble at the second half, the second part of the second half. They did well in that opener, but they weren't able to actually utilize all of those score streaks, used it a little bit too early, giving a chance for XDG to absolutely completely destroy them using the XS1 Goliath, the Cluster Strike, and the VTOL all at the same time. They weren't able to recover from that triple cap that they were given to, and that really costed them. And again, this is how you see how well of a pro team is, right? You can see how well they perform under pressure, and I think after that they just completely faltered.
Yeah, they just dropped the ball right after, and it was XDG all the way through. And as we dropped into standoff, it was just absolute annihilation, right? This was XDG's map. This was XDG's play. Nowhere in this map at all did we see AIM Artemis able to call the shots. It was constantly these scrap points that were being picked up. Okay, no, I take back what I said. There was one point that they did shine through. Remember the spawn reset that we were talking about when we drop into hardpoint number 3 for house? I think that was a very strong play coming in from AIM Artemis. And once again, right, Beef, that's where XDG shined through as well. As soon as they knew that they had their spawn reset, they didn't even bother fighting for those points. That was the only hard point. They allowed AIM Artemis to pick off more than all of the other points. They just went on to Bakery, and that was where the master gameplay came through.
Yep, exactly. And getting into that, knowing how much scrap points that XDG has given you, it's like if you were part of AIM Artemis, you already would have known what kind of tricks that they're playing on you, right? Because all of the hard points that they were given, they always kept on getting the last few points, right? And here we go. Sika is going to be our MVP for today with an average kill of 16, average death of 11, average assist of 5.75, and an average score of 2,557. Now, that is very, very impressive, and Sika definitely has shown for today. And not just that, everyone else in XDG really such a good job. But then this is what I'm saying is that Issa is supposed to be, the Valkyrie for her team. Yet in this this series, she didn't really get to shine. I think that was one of the hardest points for AIM Artemis, the fact that their star player didn't really perform as well.
Absolutely. And if you take a look at the side of XDG, their star player, their Valkyrie, Althea, definitely did perform. And on top of that, her team members were outperforming her, right? Sika, picking up a double MVP there as well. Beef. Very, very impressive, if you ask me. Coming in here from XDG, a rocky start to the day. But if anything, that was just respect to AIM Artemis because they really took an amazing game. But unfortunately, they just couldn't pull through. But we keep seeing a lot of promise coming in from AIM Artemis. And if at all they are able to just buff up whatever that they need to within the series itself, learn, right? There's no elimination today. Maybe we might just see them come in here and rock it tomorrow and surprise us all. A quick short break. Beef and I will be back with more action.
Think you can take this? Thought you'd be more intimidating.
Bestie, sabi mo hangout tayo. Puro ka naman games eh.
Sabi ko naman kasi sa'yo, subukan mo to. Mag-i-enjoy ka, promise.
Hindi nga kasi ako gamer eh. Pero sige na nga. Ngayon lang to ah. Wow! Anong gagawin natin dito?
Magkakampi tayo, tapos kalaban natin silang lahat. Kailangan sa huli tayo lang matira, kaya dapat alert ka.
Lahat sila papatayin? Lahat?
Ganun na nga. Enjoy lang tayo, ah!
Time for the mission. Get ready.
Anong gagawin ko ngayon?
Sundin mo ako, kailangan na natin kumuha ng baril.
Okay.
Enemy spotted. First blood.
Uy! Ayos to ah! I'm hit!
May sniper! Teka, i-heal kita!
Thanks, Bestie.
Using adrenaline shot now.
Stay alert. Go, go, go! Nice! Subukan mo naman makatapang sa susunod! Konti na lang! Watch your six!
Only 2 teams left, getting close to victory.
Sa likod mo!
GG!
We have a winner.
See? Sabi kasi maganda, di ba?
Tara, isa pa!
Tara, tara! Start mo, start!
Sige.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. This is the Valkyrie series brought to you by Call of Duty Mobile. My name is AJ. I'm the mustachio down here with the one and only Beef Mommy. And so far, XDG as well as AIM Artemis have opened the day up with XDG taking a 3-1 victory response to the first game taken by AIM Artemis in here. The next one, Beef, we've got Velvet going up against Gaijin Invicta. What are your thoughts as to how this is going to break down?
Now I'm very excited for this matchup because, having that opener, which is going to be XDG LXIX with AIM Artemis, we did not expect AIM Artemis to get that early hardpoint round. And especially with a team like Velvet and Gaijin Invicta, you already know that Velvet is going to be the stronger team. But if we already know with Gaijin Invicta, they have been very unpredictable, which has been very amazing on their end. And from that group stage, we already saw that they took 1 point away from Velvet, and that was hardpoint in Crossfire. So having that in mind, I am very excited to see this matchup, knowing how Gaijin Invicta can really bring it to the table.
Okay, so AIM Artemis now, as they will move in, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, whoever who loses this match, in essence, will have to play one extra series to move in here to see exactly how they will play tomorrow, right? Are we going to be able to see Velvet take the victory in here and move into the upper bracket final, or will they lose this and then meet AIM Artemis? Either way, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, are we going to be able to see an upset coming through? That's what I am more excited about here, Beef.
Yep, exactly. And over here, we see here Velvet from Singapore, Keiki, Elmo, J, Vapey, Savella, and Xbot. And last but not least, we have Bloom here. And you already know Elmo J is going to be our Valkyrie for today. Just comment down below, hashtag Valkyrie Elmo J. She has been amazing here so far. And we know she got a nuke, but it was against a team like Team Eve. But we already know how good she is even against any other team. Now, this is definitely the player to see here. But not only that, we have players like Vapey and also NXBot in their arsenal as well. So it's going to be interesting how they actually get to play here against Gaijin Invicta.
Absolutely. Now, they've been able to show throughout the whole competition that they are as effective when it comes to taking those victories as XDG LXIX is. Gaijin Invicta, on the other hand, with Devi, Rosie, Mia, Tokyo, as well as Ellen, your Valkyrie, Mia, leading the team through. Will they be able to pull an upset in here against Team Velvet? Now, the last time we saw Gaijin Invicta go up against Team Velvet, they managed to pull that one match like you mentioned, right, Beef? Are they going to be able to not just pull one, but be able to take the W in here today? It's not going to be too much of a blow to Team Velvet. They just need to go in there and play another extra series. But, being able to get that adrenaline boost is going to do Gaijin a lot of favors in this playoffs.
And here we go. Player of the teams right now, Elmo J with 18 average kills, and not far behind her is actually going to be Gaijin Mia. And you can already know these two girls, they were the ones who gave the nuke to Team Eve, and seeing all of these, players being against each other, being the MVP for their teams, it is not a surprise that they are going to be heading off against each other. But we see here Elmo J does have the slight edge, has a bit of higher kills and also a higher average score here with 2,900. And, Mia is not going to be far off. And here we go, AJ. These two girls are the most powerful in their team.
Oh, absolutely. And Elmo J has definitely been the more impressive Valkyrie, if you ask me, only because of her consistency. She takes up all of these amazing victories together with her team, and almost consistently, she's always the top one within her squad. Is she going to be able to show us such a performance in here once again? Will Mia be able to shadow that as well? As Gaijin Invicta will win that coin toss, giving them the opportunity to pick 3 out of the 5 fights that we will be seeing in here today. Map number 1, let's take a quick look at what their bans are.
Firing range and standoff is going to be banned over here. Gaijin Invicta does ban firing range, knowing how well Velvet is going to play here. But we are heading over here to Summit Hardpoint. And now Summit is going to be a very interesting map for Hardpoint, knowing how small the map is. But it is a little bit long. And having that early rotation really is key for any Hardpoint game. But you already see the score streaks are eventually going to come in here in P2, knowing how open it is. This is the most open area that you are going to have. So it is going to be that second P2 where we're going to be seeing a rain of cluster strike here, AJ.
Yes, Summit, Hardpoint, this is the game as well as map for those aggressive teams, because when you go in for the third as well as fourth Hardpoint and you manage to reset the spawns of your opponents, that's going to be such a pain to deal with. And the more aggressive one will be able to pick the W. Summit standoff, ban for search and destroy. Velvet will be able to go in with the pick here, and they say, let's bring this fight down into firing range.
Now, this is exactly what I was saying a while ago, AJ. Firing range is going to be picked by Velvet because it is their strongest map. They did pull a nuke here, so I think with Gaijin Invicta, I feel like they should have banned firing range for Velvet. Because, firing range is going to be their playground. They know how well they operate here. But you know what? Maybe Gaijin Invicta has done their homework, knowing that very well they would be choosing firing range over here, and it's very important for them to really have that information to really get those snipes here. It's going to be interesting how Gaijin Invicta really responds here. With domination though, it's going to be interesting how Gaijin Invicta really gets to pick that map, knowing how well Velvet does here as well. Crash and standoff are going to be banned though.
Standoff, really a place that Velvet does not want to mess around with at all. Let's see exactly where Gaijin Invicta will bring the girls in map number 3. It looks like they want to fight it off at at firing range as well. Now, domination at firing range is quite straightforward, and we know of the power points, right? The scout tower as well as the white warehouse will be able to help your team hold on to that Bravo site. But the problem is you can also hold auto repair and barracks hut for your team. So it's almost impossible to have 4 players situated at all 4 of these power points at the same time, which makes Bravo so difficult to overtake. Which team will be able to shine at firing range? We will find out. Is that going to be the final map of this series? We'll find that out as well. If we do get pushed to map number 4, it's going to be at Crossfire Beef.
Oh, now this is going to be a rematch that I really want to see. Crossfire Hardpoint is where Velvet did lose against Gaijin Invicta during that group stage. And now I feel like if Velvet does get to play here, they would want their revenge, knowing how well Crossfire can be played. And again, with a map like Crossfire, it's really hard to catch up, but we have seen it here in Crossfire, especially at such a really long map. To have that early rotation and to get those chopper wallbang gameplays is going to be essential for all of these teams. And Gaijin Invicta, knowing that they won against Velvet in Crossfire, will definitely give them that confidence boost. But hopefully that doesn't get to their head, knowing that they won. And, maybe that just came into luck sometimes. But you know what? We already know how well both of these teams can play. But we are heading over, if ever. Hopefully, I'm really willing to see map number 5 here. Search and Destroy is going to be played here in Raid. But we already know how well Velvet is in Search and Destroy, AJ.
Velvet is great at Search and Destroy, but being able to play that at Raid, maybe Gaijin Invicta just feels like they've got a better control on that map, right? And to the point that you mentioned, Gaijin Invicta took the W on Velvet on Crossfire. Is that correct, Hardpoint?
Yep, exactly. And, with that Hardpoint, you really need to have that, you really need to have that team comms, especially going in there, really trying to get all of those kills. And not only that, is to have that early rotation. But then Search and Destroy Raid is going to be a completely different name of the game, especially going into that Hardpoint first, AJ. It's going to be difficult for Gaijin Invicta, especially knowing how well Velvet can be. But then having that confidence, knowing that they're really good at Hardpoint, will be good for Gaijin Invicta.
Yeah, exactly. But it was Velvet that goes in there and picks that map after they've it already to that team, which I kind of feel is like a little bit of a flex coming back in here from Team Velvet, and they rightfully have they have the right to flex, all right? They are one of the most dominant teams in here. Only, I wouldn't say outshadowed, but they have to, share the throne with XDG LXIX. Are they going to be able to show their dominance in here against Gaijin Invicta with 3 games back-to-back on the W, or will we see an absolute upset dropping in as Keiki opens the game up with the QQ9 not doing much damage at all? She will get shut down. It's going to be Devi dropping right back through. The points that have been picked up, just 2 apiece. The first hard point at control room number 2 is not going to be easy to go in and contest beef.
Yep, exactly. This is going to be the most difficult hardpoint to actually defend. It is very open. There are a lot of openings over here. You have 2F to worry about. You have another entrance and 2 other entrances to worry about. So it's going to be impressive how Gaijin actually gets all of this, AJ, especially with all of these team members really doing a good job here. Tokyo is doing such a good job with that KRM.
Yeah, it's just back and forth. The key to winning control room number 2 is not stopping the firepower, not giving up and not backing away. As long as you're able to rain down all of your forces in there, you should be able to take the hard point. Now, this is a little bit of a delay being called in by Gaijin Invicta. They want to go in and storm the front altogether, and that particular example of a gameplay works out for them. Unfortunately, it's time's up on that hard point. We will go in for the rotation, and this will be at the edge platform, and Velvet, the first ones at the crime scene.
Wow, such an amazing push here by Gaijin. They definitely went in there very hard, and really having that trophy system down was very essential for them. And you know what? Ellen did such a good job with that defense, and Mia as well. They need to get a hold of 2F, which they did, but then we see here Velvet is going to be up there as well. And not for long, we see here AJ, it is being infiltrated by the Velvet girls.
34-20, Gaijin Invicta not too far behind at all. The constant contest coming in here because of Ellen, and the players from Velvet, they do. She pulls out the FHJ, but unfortunately gets shut down, and that'll allow Velvet to continuously pick those points up. Gaijin Invicta, they are only able to contest and stop the picking up of points, but not pick any up for themselves. It's not going to work out in their favor if they continue that sort of a strategy beat.
Oh, that early rotation was amazing here from Gaijin, and especially with Bloom being the only one there. Now, that was a mistake. She should not have went outside. She went outside, over push a little bit, knowing very well that the spawn is going to be in Gaijin's favor. And right now, they're going to be getting a hold of this hardpoint, AJ. That rotation was really amazing for them, and they are going to be poised in position here for that defense.
Yep, 38-48, just 10 points for the pickup, and this is the cable car platform gameplay coming in here from Gaijin Invicta, and the comeback might just be real if the girls are able to hold this for just a little bit longer, which they will. 51, and they will overtake on those points as well. Velvet with the fight right back, NX bot dropping real quick inside here with the QQ9, unable to do much as 2 players are in there, but with one slide, she takes down 2 players, and this is Velvet with the backup, and they want to equalize the points at this hard point itself, which won't be possible, Beef, unless Gaijin steps in.
Here we go with that early rotation. This is what we're talking about. The rotations are doing so well right now for Gaijin Invicta, and the catch-up gameplay is going to be here for Velvet as everyone is scrambling over here. And you can see here such solid defense by Gaijin. Everyone is going to be outside trying to take everyone out, but then A-Long is going to be a point of contestment as 2 players from Velvet are going to go for that sneak attack.
Yeah, at the moment, this is Gaijin's hard point. This is Gaijin's spawn. Are we going to be able to see Velvet go in for the spawn reset? The players are not at the spawn point during those kills, which means we are not going to be able to see it. Contest coming right back through for Gaijin Invicta. This is their spawn once again. They should be holding on to it, and Velvet cannot reset it no matter what they try. Amazing backstab dropping in from Bloom. They will be able to pick those points up. Very crucial in this close fight between the 2B.
Yep, exactly. And right now we can see Velvet was actually able to infiltrate this one, but then with the contest, and it's going to be important how they go into control room number 2 yet again. Now, they are going to have that rotation over here very early on yet again. Gaijin doing so well with that early rotations, giving all of the scrap points to Velvet. But then we can see here, Velvet does have that advantage. I feel like they should have contested a little bit more in that P3. And it's going to be important, P4. And heading over here in control room number 2 is going to be difficult for them to defend yet again.
Yeah, unfortunately, because of the counter UAV, we are unable to take a quick look at the map as well, so we don't know what the rotations are like. This is going to be right back at hardpoint number 1, where we will have Velvet with the lead, 102-90. Gaijin Invicta not too far back at all. They should be able to fight their way back in here with just a little bit more effort. Mia, QQ9 with the access into the second floor will be able to rain those bullets down. Gaijin coming right back through. Unfortunately, Valkyrie with the 2-piece will be able to make sure that Gaijin will not be able to step into that hardpoint. But as I say it, Beef, they take it back.
Yep, and it's going to be that rotation to P number 2, and the cluster strikes are going to be going down there for sure. But it's just how many cluster strikes are going to be going down here in the next hardpoint, as we know that P2 is going to be the most open hardpoint that we are going to have in this map. So best believe that you're going to be seeing cluster strike after cluster strike, and also some op skills as well.
Exactly how we will see the fight of Gaijin Invicta back in here. They have picked up that hard point, 97 right now, but the pressure dropping in, double cluster strikes from... Oh no! Velvet bringing in literally a double cluster strike, side by side. This is all for the picking, for the Singaporeans. Here comes Keiki for the prevention on XS1, but she doesn't get it. Oh! Beatles, she pops it as well. Keiki, solo XS1 takedown. Amazing coming in from Keiki. This is Velvet at their best, but Gaijin Invicta, the fight for that hard point will be coming back through. Bloom pops out the counter UAV. Are we going to be able to see her continuously ravage these points? 132 to 103. This is so close to the closer, but Gaijin Invicta still fighting in here, babe.
Keiki just took the cake for this one for me, but then the rotation needs to come in yet again. They are not rotating. They need to go to P3, but we see here a Nexus 1 Goliath is going to be there, and I think this is going to be game already, as we already need 14 points to really win this one, and it's going to be difficult for all of the Gaijin girls to really get in there, but it's going to be difficult to actually get in there as another Nexus 1 Goliath, AJ.
Oh, 139. This is just a game over. Papi, 299 HP. XS1 Goliath taken down by Debbie. And it's going to be Bloom trying to pick up the XS1. Rosie trying to steal it away. But unfortunately, Velvet has already drawn the game to a close. What a heated battle between the two beef. Velvet, the better ones in game number 1.
Keiki almost stole the XS1 Goliath. When she realized she couldn't steal it, okay, I'm just gonna go CQC and really put that FHJ, shove it in the mouth of that XS1 Goliath, and was able to take it out, taking herself out in the process. But hey, she took that down all for herself.
You know, when this reminds me of NRX Jeremiah 2911, right? Crush. He was just crushing it at the competition, and it took an XS1 Goliath to take Crush down. That's how strong XS1 Goliaths are. Yeah, Keiki just took on an XS1 Goliath on her own and slayed it. Okay, that's how amazing she was. But NX Bot, the one who picks up the MVP. This is the exact point that I always point out about Velvet, right? All of the talent within the team, they are so good that they don't allow just one player to consistently shine. If it's not the MVP, it's something else crazy that they are doing out there on that battlefield. But I have to say this beef, Gaijin Invicta, what an amazing play from them. They definitely were trying to give Velvet a run for their money. Unfortunately, they just couldn't finish the game off.
Exactly. They definitely gave a fight for this one, and they did not allow Velvet to have an easy time here, especially through that midway point of the game. They really gave it their all, especially from that P3 all the way to P4. The rotations were great. They were amazing. But where they faltered really was that late rotation heading off over that last hard point. And really, it was really Keiki giving the block of the season here, really taking out that XS1 Goliath on her own, knowing very well that the XS1 Goliath weakness is being literally beside it and really being annoying going all around it. But then we're seeing here Hardpoint is going to be won by Velvet, but then we're having over here in Search and Destroy firing range.
Okay, firing range, search and destroy. What will we be able to see Velvet do in here, right? Are they going to be able to take a W again and push this to a situation where we might just see them take 3-0 at this best of 5 as well? Because the first map pick, that was Gaijin Invicta, flat out Gaijin Invicta. This time, it is the map pick of Velvet, and they will be bringing that aggression in once again, Beef.
Yep. The advantage is definitely going to be in the terms of Velvet, because it's going to be their map. We already know how well they play in firing range, and with a team like Gaijin, especially losing from that can really have a kick in your confidence. But I feel like with Gaijin Invicta, they don't really care about that. They will just keep on going and really having that power and that will to really win this search and destroy. Now, it's going to be important how they get those early information heading over to to either Alpha or Bravo, really getting that information and having the rotation if ever they are going to be getting, that plant off of A or Bravo.
Absolutely. Now, I absolutely hope that, Gaijin does not break down like how AIM Artemis did earlier on, right? Because we definitely saw the gameplay coming in from AIM Artemis. It was very, very strong until a few crucial moments where a couple of mistakes were made, Beef. And then from then on, there was just, they were heartbroken. They clearly were heartbroken because they just didn't try to make any plays coming back. Gaijin and Invicta, as long as they can maintain their cool, as long as they can keep their composure in this match, they should be able to hold their own against Velvet. A beautiful thermite dropping out bot with that kill on Mia, which means Velvet might just be able to take game number 1 in here. The biggest sting from Gaijin and Invicta has been slain.
Now, that was a very surprising push, especially here in Bravo, because usually it's going to be a push here in Alpha. And it's going to be difficult for all of the girls of Gaijin and Invicta because they are going to be spread out. Now, this is what you don't want to do. You need to get that pinch play, yeah, maybe, but you need 2 players at least with each other. And you can see here, they might pay for the price, but Ellen doing such a good job getting that frag, evening everything out.
Okay, now let's see exactly what she will be able to do here. Those frags are not enough! As Ellen will lose her life to Sovella, a 3-on-2 situation. Rosie as well as Tokyo. Elmo J waiting for the approach, and she will back away, but the backstep does not come in here from the players of Gaijin. A snipe shot falling a little bit short, and that comes through for Rosie, who is in the auto repair. Will she be able to make a play as Velvet goes in for the plant?
Yep, exactly. And now this is the time where they should come together. All of these teammates, Tokyo and Rosie, needs to stick together because it's going to be a difficult situation to be in once you do get left here all alone. Especially we can see here, Elmo J is going to be a really tough battle, but then Tokyo with the kill.
Okay, Tokyo, it's a one-on-one. Keiki, Tokyo, are we going to be able to see perfection? Tokyo, KRM, slide! And she takes her down. Gaijin, Invicta. This is round number 1. Let's not get too excited, Mustachio. He gets the defusal.
Next round.
Hey, you get the right to be excited because we thought that was going to be Velvet's round, but Tokyo, with the movement, with those kills, now you can already tell if a player really wants to win this one, it's going to be Tokyo. We already know how well Tokyo really plays, especially with that KRM is going to be absolutely dangerous for Velvet.
What was that coming in from Sovella? That sniper was like a machine gun.
I think she was like throwing grenades over there, looking like an NA, but not exactly. Oh, we can see here,
Tokyo,
the rotation is going to be on Tokyo yet again.
Elmo J slain so early in here, and unfortunately the side of Velvet will be crippled early on. It's a 2-2 split coming in from Velvet. They do not have the bomb. Elmo has dropped it like a little bit of a hot cake. Gaijin and Invicta with the defense, and right now it is an attack all the way down here at that Alpha side. Shooting range is the point of contention now. Gaijin and Invicta as Rosie, Tokyo. Rosie takes a 2-piece for herself. This is Gaijin and Invicta for the win as Bloom, QQ9, solo going up against 3 players in here, Beef.
It's very doable for Bloom to actually get this one. She gets another kill. Gets 2. We can go over here. 1v1 situation here, AJ. It's very doable. 40 seconds on the clock. And it's going to be difficult, especially with a player like Tokyo.
It's Tokyo, KRM. She makes that approach. Slide and a beautiful pop. 1 shot, 1 kill. KRM beast. Tokyo gets round number 2 as well.
Wow, Tokyo doing it yet again for her team. Now, this is difficult for Velvet, right? We're seeing here, this is supposed to be their map pick, yet we can see 2 points in Gaijin and Invicta so far. Tokyo is unstoppable. She has 6 kills. Mia and Debbie have 0, yet they've won 2 of these rounds already. Now, Velvet needs to respond, needs to hang back and not be too aggressive. Their push a while ago in B was really good, but then they weren't able to sustain it.
Okay, bomb plant comes through real quick this time round. Shooting range. Alpha attack once again. This is going to be a quick pop from Rosie and the DLQ slide. Elmo J takes Ellen out of the equation. Elmo J opportunity once again, but the slide coming in from Tokyo. KRM, and she pops Elmo J in the head. But unfortunately, NX bot will shut her down. That report going through a little bit too quick. Gaijin Mia, this is going to be a one-on-one Fennec in here. QQ9, which is going to be the winner. Is it going to be the meta? Because 15 seconds on the clock. And we will be able to see Mia make a play in here if she can take down NX Bot, who rotates beautifully. 6 seconds on the clock. Too late. NX Bot gets the win for Velvet.
Ready up.
Finally, we see a point here in Velvet, and NXBot did such a good job with that rotation, knowing very well that Mia rotated well herself, but then Mia didn't have enough time to actually get all of that, and it was very impressive. And it's going to be Elmo J versus Tokyo in this matchup, but then Tokyo is just winning that matchup so far.
Oh, absolutely, man. She positions herself so cleanly all the time. And this time, it's another alpha attack. A 5-lady push towards the bottom. NX Bot taken down by Tokyo. And that is a huge game changer. Elmo J waiting for Tokyo to make her face show. Make her face appear at the doorway so she can shut her down. Shut her out of this equation. Keiki taking out Mia. Bloom takes out Debbie. And it will be Sovella who gets eliminated for the side of a Team Velvet. Ellen as well as Tokyo can make a play in here. 3QQ9 setup coming in from the side of Velvet. This might be a little bit too difficult. The meta gameplay in front of you, Beef.
Yep, it's going to be difficult, especially with 3 players and 15 seconds left on the clock. Ellen might need to actually take this win. Hopefully, as she goes into trailer, AJ, it's going to be difficult for her to actually get this. And there you go. Keiki does take the cake.
Okay, now it is a 2-all. Team Velvet trying to make a comeback in here. Let's not say trying, because they have made a comeback already in terms of equalizing their points. Are we going to be able to see them continue to rake up these wins and leave Gaijin Invicta down in the dust? Let's see exactly what happens as Rosie goes in here for a quick pop, but unfortunately smoked out. But it will still be an alpha push coming in from the side of Velvet. They are hanging around the shower room. At the shower front, they will go in for a push. A 3-player setup there, but 1 player dropping in from middle lane. She might be able to poke the side of Velvet out here, B.
Yep, exactly. And right now, I think Rosie really needs to make a play here. So far, she's been doing quite good, but then I think she really just overpushed a while ago, and the reason why Elmo J was able to actually get her. And right now, she needs to make that kill. That was an easy kill, but she wasn't able to get it. Come on now, Rosie. You really need to get those snipes in.
Bomb has been planted.
Okay, now let's see if or not Team Gaijin Invicta will be able to do it. Elmo as well as Keiki, making it a little bit more difficult. Devi takes out NX Bot, which means that is a 1-up for Gaijin Invicta. Mia! Opportunity! It shuts down Keiki. And that's what we are talking about. Elmo J, on the other hand, eliminates Tokyo, which means the side of Gaijin Invicta will lose their most prized player. But Devi here trying to make sure that it is not just Tokyo who takes up all of the names. So Bella levels out Mia and Devi with 2 back-to-back amazing snipes, as Velvet will take point number 3 at that rotation. They will switch sides now, Beef. How will Gaijin do on the attacking side?
Destroy the objective.
Damn, that was a nasty snipe there, Sovella, with that quick scope, with that double kill, girl. Man, you need to be stopped. And right now, I feel like if it's going to be Sovella versus Rosie, Sovella's doing more of a good job at that sniping and also really giving that information. It is going to be a quick push here off of B, and they're doing a good job here so far. As one person, 2 people are down. AJ, what's happening?
Oh, NX Bot saw the opportunity. She goes in there for a rush and she trades her life for 2, which means as far as commerce goes, that was an amazing play coming in from NX Bot to just thin the herd on the side of Gaijin Invicta. Elmo J, opportunity now, but Devi just uses her surroundings as backup. With 1 more opportunity for the slay, Devi does not manage to take down Bloom. Chopper on that gameplay. Ellen, on the other hand, will be able to complete what she did not have Devi sort out. Savella on the low right now. This is for Gaijin Invicta to pull the W.
Oh, wow. Amazing plays here by Devi. She was just patient over there. She was just waiting at A long. She did that amazing job of actually getting rid of Elmo J. And that really aggressive push off of B could have been really deadly for them, especially NX Spot with that 2-piece. But it happened so well. And there's going to be another push yet again in Bravo. But we do see here 2 more players. A full push here by Team Gaijin.
Okay, it's going to be Tokyo. Makes that approach, but unfortunately, Keiki as well as NX Bot are on the take for the receive. It's going to be Keiki who backs away as NX Bot eliminates Devi. What a fast round. A perfect round, I'll have to say, as Velvet eliminates all 5 players whilst theirs stay alive.
That indeed was a perfect round for Velvet, and I think it was just because Gaijin Invicta was just a little bit too predictable. And now, knowing very well that Bravo did not work for them, they are going to be expecting them here at A, but they are doing a delay push here, AJ. That delay push might be good for them as being a little bit too aggressive. It's not working out for them so far. And now this is what I like about Gaijin Invicta, right? Is that they really know how to study all of their opponents and not make the same mistakes. Now, they did the same mistakes the past 2 games, so the reason why Velvet really got to have that upper hand. And right now, it's going to be just a very slow passive gameplay here.
Okay, 5-5 still alive. Neither side going in for the push. Gaijin Invicta taking this really slowly, only because Velvet has stacked up the defense on firing range, a 2-1-2 being dropped out, and 1 player on the approach here at the scout tower, right behind the scout tower, just to spot mid to see exactly where the players from Gaijin Invicta will go. And that 1 mid player, NX bot, should be able to flex around and drop anywhere if needed. She can back up her team members anywhere on that map. This is perfection coming in from Velvet as far as the defense will go. And the players might have been spotted out. And this will be a Bravo call. KP goes in for the shot, does not get the takedown. Opportunity once again, but too slow. Devi will get that damage done. And Xbot takes a 2-piece. And this is the backup that we were talking about as she drops in. Opportunity once again with a quick round around. She will not be able to find one more, as Elmo will finish off the side of Gaijin Invicta. This is match point, and Velvet looks like they want to take a 3-game victory. No questions asked.
I think it's going to be a sweep, but then here we go. I mean, I kind of take back what I said a while ago with Gaijin Invicta really knowing and not really repeating the same mistakes. They repeated the same mistake by going back to Bravo, knowing very well that struggle was real over there, AJ.
Okay. So Tokyo eliminates herself, unfortunately, and it's going to be a 4-on-4 as Elmo J gets eliminated from the side of Velvet. Rosie opportunity, but Sovella a little too fast. Sovella, one more. She will be able to spot the player out and take down Ellen as well. What was that plan?
She didn't hide behind the bomb side where she should have. I think at this point, they're just really panicking, especially with having all of this. And now we do have just 1 player left. Is going to be Devi. And Tokyo, I feel like she just lost her fire at the end of this game. She had 7 kills a while ago, and now she only has 8. So meaning the past 3 rounds, she did not get a kill or only just got 1 kill. So it's very disappointing to actually see a team like Gaijin Invicta really committing the same mistakes over and over again, especially going into that Bravo. You know that it's not going to work out for you. Then you should really just have more plays in your arsenal.
Yeah, so what did we see the side of Velvet do right? What did we see the side of Gaijin Invicta do wrong here? We saw those early pushes drop in very well from the side of Velvet, but we didn't Gaijin Invicta defend as well as Velvet. And on the other hand, the side of Velvet, when they went in there for the defensive stance, Gaijin Invicta, they were just second-guessing each and every single one of their movements. They didn't go in for those rushes. They didn't take those bomb sites. If anything, for the attacking side to be the first ones at the bomb site, especially at Alpha, isn't too difficult. And on that note, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, NXBot will take a well-deserved MVP with that 11-6-0 KDA. Amazing play coming through from her. She shuts down all of the opposition. Unfortunately, Tokyo just could not continue her streak of perfection.
Yep, exactly. She was so explosive during that first few rounds, but then wasn't able to actually pull through once they had a hold of the bomb. And this is where both teams really faltered. The moment they had that bomb, if they had to dictate the rhythm of the game, that's where both teams faltered. And just with Velvet being a little bit stronger, exactly. And we're heading over here in domination, firing range yet again. Now, this is the pick of Gaijin Invicta, firing range for domination. You already know that Velvet is going to be absolutely crazy in this map, and I'm surprised Gaijin Invicta really chose this map.
Yeah, so maybe Gaijin Invicta feels like they should be able to pick domination up, right? But Velvet just loves firing range, just like you've pointed out already, Beef. I don't know if this is a great idea coming in from Gaijin Invicta, just walking into the Lioness's den, not Lioness Den, Lionesses. Lionesses Den. Hey, you want to know what? It's the lioness that does all of the hunting. Okay, the lions just sit there and we look good. We just look scary, and we've got a really loud roar that scares away all of the other predators in the area. But the lioness, they go out for the attack, and maybe that's what Gaijin Invicta will be able to show us in this game. Their ability to go out there on the attack. Because if they don't take an aggressive game against Team Velvet, they do not have an option at all. Because this is not Hardpoint, right? This at all points, there will be those 3 locations that you need to go in and dominate. And so far, Velvet has shown us that they are more than capable of holding on to 2 sites. Can they go in and dominate and annihilate Gaijin Invicta? I don't think so. But at the same time, can they play a safe game and take an easy 3rd victory in here? It looks very much possible.
They really need to outsmart Velvet, because you cannot outgun Velvet unless you are XDG. And right now, Gaijin Invicta needs to go and be unpredictable, and that's the best that they can be. The moment that they're unpredictable, now that's when they actually win all of these games. And they really need to get into power positions, and not just that, they need to go for Charlie, actually, and Mia's gonna be in trouble.
Okay, now let's see exactly how they will be able to take this Gaijin Invicta, finally picking up that alpha. Bravo will be the point of contention, as we always speak of, and there are the 4 power positions: Barracks Hut, the White Warehouse, Scout Tower, as well as Auto Repair if you want to pick up Bravo. And at the moment, we have got 2 players at the White Warehouse for the side of Velvet in order to put that pressure on, and Ellen will pick that Barracks Hut, which is the reason why Velvet had to delay their pick. But just like that, they will be able to secure Bravo, and immediately dropping for the triple cap, prevented as Charlie will fall into the hands of Gaijin Invicta. And they managed to pick Bravo right back up, and this is the sort of heated battle. This is the sort of pressure that Velvet will require if at all Gaijin Invicta here is to pick up the victory.
Now, Gaijin is having such a hard time with getting into that tower, as we can see here, Keiki, with the response, really killing all of everyone who's actually trying to go up that ladder. Now, that is the price you have to pay, because it's such an open place where if you try to go up there, it's going to be hard for you to actually stay there. And now they really need to do this cleanup, and so far, Gaijin Invicta is doing such a good job with all of these.
Velvet almost with the triple cap, but they want to force the case. They want to force the scenario where Gaijin Invicta players just have got no option but to give up. They want to break the players so early on. But look at the kill score right now. Gaijin is just ravaging with those kills. And Xbot trying to come back in here with a couple of responses. Bloom dropping right back through. The prevention of the triple cap will come through, but Bravo will fall into the hands of Velvet. Gaijin Invicta, they still have the lead in here. They make a play. Bravo might just get picked up, and that's how they do it. But Charlie, immediate response coming in from Velvet. This is what we talked about, for Velvet to be able to hold on to 2 sides easily. That's not going to be a problem. Holding on to a triple cap, on the other hand, against a team like Gaijin Invicta, that's going to be the issue. The fight from Gaijin needs to be stronger as they pick Charlie up. They need to hold on to this beef.
Yep, exactly. And the points are really tricking down here exactly with Bravo. And it's going to be 46 and 43. And the defense here by Gaijin has been good so far. But then the response by Velvet is really good, as well as all of these teams don't really get to have that Bravo flag really for too long. And Rosie just kind of wasted all of that opportunities to kill a lot of people with that Sparrow.
Okay, now let's see. Bravo, it is the pick right back in here from Gaijin Invicta. 52 to 54. They should be able to catch up on those points. But Keiki with a beautiful defender placement, trying to capture Bravo all on her own. The prevention will come through from the gameplay of Mia, who has that White Warehouse. Power positions are essential for the pickup on Bravo, and Gaijin Invicta showing that they know that all too well. A triple cap attempt now coming in here from the Filipinos, one that I never thought I will be seeing against the Singaporeans. Velvet has truly been absolute perfection at firing range domination in here, but Gaijin just showing that they can stand, they can dance, and they can follow the tune of Velvet and even do slightly better beef.
Yep, exactly. But we see here the points are trickling down and we are heading over to that last half of the game. That second round is going to be absolutely important and this is where we're going to be seeing all of that. Oh no, that was so close, AJ.
So close indeed to the triple cap. But 75-71, not too shabby at all. Gaijin and Invicta doing just enough to make sure they have not lost this just yet. Velvet is on that one final opportunity. They are on their series point right now. If they win this, that's about it. Gaijin and Invicta will have to get kicked down into the lower brackets. It gets opened up with Elmo J as well as Blue, picking up those fights as well as skills for themselves. Now a two-lady pickup onto Bravo, but prevention will drop in by Debbie. Beautifully sought after, and they will go out to reverse the markers from Bravo as well. It's a heated battle, just like the first half beat.
Oh, they keep getting stopped. They really can't get Bravo. Velvet is being denied here by Gaijin, but then I think they are going to be able to actually get this one, and yes, they do. The airstrike is going to be down, really going to be a hard time right now for Gaijin and Invicta, and what they need to go is actually go for that A push right now. And Bloom does have that positioning, and it's going to be important to get all of these power positions. And what I'm seeing here that's lacking from Gaijin and Invicta is that creativity of really having to push into separate lanes and really having that diversion.
Oh, but Velvet still wants to force the case. Mustachio said we can't take a triple cap. We are going to take the triple cap. And on that point, they take the triple cap. Alpha, Bravo, and Charlie. Cluster strike, triple kill coming in from Gaijin Davey. But it does not matter. They want to pick up Barracks Hut right back out of the hands of Velvet. But they will need to pry it open from the dead cold hands, as Velvet just don't want to let this go. A solo hold coming in here from Rosie, but prevention will drop right back through. And this will be the perfection by Team Velvet. The Singaporeans, MYSG, represent to save all of our faces because these Filipinos are just way too good at this game.
The question is, why were there two cluster strikes in Charlie? They wasted one over there. They should have just placed another one here in Alpha or Bravo, but they chose to do that. Now, that was a choice. I think that was a miscommunication within that team, and I think that was very costly on their end. As we can see here, XS1 Goliath is going to be going down.
Okay, now we can see a VTOL dropping in here soon, as well as Bloom brings it out, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Are we going to be able to see this VTOL stand up in the air for long? The answer is no, as that FHJ snuffs it out. But Velvet already has those 2 points. Bravo almost lost. Ellen trying to pull it away, but the prevention will drop through. 138, make that 139, and Velvet are on that race. Final 10 points to close this series off with the perfect 3-0. Something that XDG just could not do. And is this that flex that we were talking about? You bet your little butt it absolutely is. 147 in here, and Gaijin Invicta will have no choice whatsoever as they will concede defeat 150 to 108. The Singaporeans tap out 3-0.
Well, we kind of expected this one, but that game could have been a little bit closer, knowing how well of a fight that Gaijin Invicta actually gave. And I saw that XS1 Goliath at the very end, and I feel like that was a little bit too far for the XS1 Goliath to actually go in there and really cap by herself. But I think that's one of those moments where you can just go like, they really wasted that cluster strike. And we keep seeing it here, right, AJ? The moment that one team wastes a cluster strike, that's how you know it's going downhill from there.
Yeah, and unless your other players have been able to rake up all of those skills and, you know, have a couple of backup cluster strikes, right? Like that backup XS1 Goliath we saw AIM Artemis have in raid for game number 1. And if you don't have such backup plans, if that communication just isn't strong with your team members, because bringing out any of those score streaks needs to be pre-discussed first, because it is a game of chess at the end of the day. You make a wrong move, you make the move a little bit too early, it's as deadly as making those early rotations at Hardpoint. You are most probably going to lose the game. NX bot. Once I told all of y'all, I mean, hey, I love Elmo J, no offense whatsoever, but I told all of y'all, NX freaking bot. She deserves the Valkyrie nomination as well, because this girl is on absolute fire in the competition. How many MVPs has she picked up thus far? Too many, if you ask me. 150 to 108 as Velvet picks that victory up. 108 to 150. Oh, look at that perfection. And the Singaporeans, man, they just like it perfect, right? Everything needs to be the same.
Yes, exactly. And right now, the points really says that for themselves. Velvet doing an absolutely crazy run for this one. I did not expect there to be a sweep here. I expected, Velvet to win this one, but not win this much. You 108 to 150, you can see it's like it was copy pasted in domination. It's like they did it on purpose. Okay, we need to get 108 to 150 yet again here for domination. And this is where you can see the smartness, the IQ plays of Velvet really, really doing an amazing job for all of the games that we have here today. And now I'm actually really looking forward as to what is going to happen with Gaijin Invicta now that they're going to be seeing AIM Artemis here at the lower brackets.
Oh, absolutely, man. And of course, when Gaijin Invicta as well as AIM Artemis step in here, the battle and the aggression will not stop from start to the end. Both of them have been able to fight it off against Velvet as well as XDG and show us that, they can bring the pressure, they can bring the fire. But unfortunately, the most dominant will stay as the most dominant so far.
Yes, exactly. And especially with this Hardpoint, I really thought that, Gaijin Invicta probably had a chance to really win this one. Also with domination in the first half, they did so well, but then at the end, they really faltered. And the thing is, you can really see that they've tried. But then it's just really those micro mistakes that they really had. I mean, they didn't really falter as much as AIM Artemis did, especially with that search and destroy and domination round and Hardpoint. And this one, you can already see how good Gaijin Invicta is with their professionalism, but going against Velvet just was really too hard for them. They really tried until the very end, and that's what really mattered for them. And they're going to have another chance here in this competition, but hopefully they really get to utilize that.
Yeah, they pulled out every single trick in the book, and unfortunately, Gaijin Invicta just wasn't able to take any games against Velvet for one main reason, right? Because the gun skills that Velvet has been able to bring in here on Showcase for the whole of MYSG as well as PH to witness absolute perfection. I mean, that is just shown by Keiki in here. Solo XS1 takedown. Goes in with that slide. FHJ pulls it back out again. Manages to take down that XS1. And the XS1 is a tool that just delivers so much of damage, especially in a game like Hardpoint. But to be able to prevent it solo for the sake of your team, that in itself shows the quality of the Singaporeans here.
Yes, exactly. Now, that was an amazing play from her, and she possibly won that for her team. Knowing that, an XS1 Goliath is very deadly, especially at a time like that, very crucial time, she was so confident that she would be able to take that down all by herself, which she did. And right now, with them having that XS1 Goliath as well, they opened it really, really well. But then here we go, in search and destroy, an absolute domination yet again by Velvet. I think with Gaijin here, their problem was they were too predictable. They kept going for Bravo, even though that Bravo wasn't really working out for them. They kept pushing for it. The plays weren't different. They had that delay push, but then that wasn't really for their favor. They still went to Bravo, and the moment that they were in Alpha, it was too late. They already know that they were going to be there. Velvet really doing such a good job here.
Yeah, and unfortunately, it was just Tokyo who was really shining throughout the first few rounds, right? And if anything, she kind of reached the 7 kill point, I believe, by round 2 or 3. And ever since then, she just stopped performing. And that just allowed the players from Velvet to dominate the game. Yes, we could look at the other players from Gaijin Invicta to perform as well. But not as crazy as Tokyo did, right? Because she literally was the reason why they picked up the first 2 rounds.
Yeah, exactly. You are absolutely right. And with this one, you can already tell how, Gaijin Invicta could have been a little bit more down in the dumps, but you can already see that they did such a good job in round number 1 here in domination. They were able to pull through, get Bravo, and really try to get those power positions. But Keiki, with the denial and really trying to be a force to be reckoned with, especially here in trailer or in warehouse, really getting rid of everyone that tries to go up that tower. But I feel like in terms of those, those operator skills and all of that. We can see here, NX bot, she needs no introductions. Average skill of 19 with an average score of 3,560. You know, Mustachio, you already know that this girl has been so good since the very beginning, and she really deserves this MVP.
As far as I'm concerned, hashtag Valkyrie NX bot. Okay, she was my first pick of Valkyrie. She has been so amazing. Even before the competition started, I was already looking forward to this bot just doing her works, right? Remember how I introduced her, right? As annoying as all of the bots in the Call of Duty mobile game is, especially in Battle Royale, MP, not so much. She just takes the cake. She's the queen of all Call of Duty mobile bots in here.
Exactly. And to be called the bot it's basically a good thing because it means your aim is so good that it's basically just technical. You are like a robot yourself, hence the bot. And right now it's really amazing to see how well she's been playing. She's been so consistent out of everyone here. But speaking of consistency, let's talk about all of these players that have been so good right now. The top 4 Valkyrie Honor Award. We have hashtag Valkyrie Elmo J of Velvet. We have hashtag Valkyrie Me of Gaijin Invicta. And hashtag Valkyrie Afia in XDG LXIX, and hashtag Valkyrie Isa for AIM Artemis. Guys, just comment down below who you want to win because these girls have the chance to win $200.
If you are currently rating based on performance, I would suggest you do not rate just yet because Isa, she's been looking a little bit under the weather as far as a Valkyrie is concerned. Apart from her, all 3 other Valkyries have been able to shine today. Give Isa one more opportunity because AIM Artemis will be taking on Gaijin Invicta later on, Beef.
Yep, exactly. I am so excited to see what is going to happen between AIM Artemis and also Gaijin Invicta because these 2 teams have shown so much growth in this competition so far, and it's really hard to see any of them go, but this is a competition. There can only be one winner for this one, guys. So we can only just really give our support and really just, give support from not just the players, but the whole team as well.
Absolutely. And are we going to be able to see these 2 teams come in here and, win back a little bit of hearts as well as a lot of fan base with their matchup against each other, Beef? That's exactly what I hope for the both of them because either way, right, there is no eliminations in here today. This is just a setup for the playoffs tomorrow. We are ready to take a quick break, and this one's going to be slightly longer than our usual ones, 5 minutes, just so that we can go in and do some administrative stuff in the background. Beef and I will be back with more action.
If you would like to get exclusive content updates, previews, and events, don't forget to subscribe and turn on that notifications. Stay frosty, soldiers.
Just look around you. They are everywhere. They operate from the shadows, right under your noses. You have absolutely no idea what you're up against.
Welcome back to the Valkyrie Series Playoffs, brought to you by Call of Duty Mobile. My name is AJ. I'm the Mustachio down here with the one and only Brief Mommy, bringing you all of the hottest action. So far in here, the dominant have proven to be continuously dominant, and the two teams who have gotten their butts kicked will now face each other off. AIM Artemis will now go on to meet Gaijin and Invicta. This is a meeting that have already taken place once, Beef, in the competition so far.
Exactly, and we already know what went down against that one, especially against AIM Artemis. We already know that Gaijin Invicta really got that 3-0 in their arsenal, and especially with AIM Artemis, we know how well they did here today. I was absolutely gobbersmacked when I found out that they took Hardpoint against XDG. And with Gaijin Invicta having that 0-4 today, that really means that AIM Artemis really, really wants to win this. And especially with that psychology going on, they're a little bit in a level playing field over here, especially having that lower bracket over here. But it doesn't matter. It really matters who is going to be able to be professional and that psychology to keep on going. But then here we go. We can see here XDG LXIX for that upper bracket final is going to meet Velvet for tomorrow. And right now for the loser bracket, AIM Artemis and Gaijin Invicta are going to be battling it out. One is going to go with a winner lower. Is going to be a really amazing thing for lower bracket finals tomorrow.
Are we going to be able to see them pull a 3-0 over the other, just like what Gaijin Invicta has done to AIM Artemis in the past? Or are we going to see AIM Artemis make a comeback this time around? Because surprisingly, it was AIM Artemis this time around, just like you've pointed out, Beef, that has managed to show a little bit of aggression that we did not expect. And if they can do that against Gaijin Invicta, it would be the best response. It would be the best revenge taken within the same series itself.
Exactly, and right now we are going to be finishing the day with AIM Artemis versus Gaijin Invicta. But we did see that opener, the shocker of today, XDG LXIX versus AIM Artemis, taking that 1 point off of XDG, and Velvet versus Gaijin Invicta, which was really expected, the sweep off from Velvet. And right now, AIM Artemis versus Gaijin Invicta, I'm going to be interested. I think it's going to hopefully get into game number 5 because I'm so interested to see, because it's do or die right now. These two teams really need to step it up, and right now, AIM Artemis is the one that's looking really good today.
Okay, now let's take a quick look at however this boils down. It doesn't really matter now, does it? Because AIM Artemis as well as Gaijin Invicta, neither one, if they lose this, is gonna get eliminated. This is just gonna set up the day for tomorrow. The losers within the first two series will just have to perform one extra time in here. But it is the perfect opportunity to size up your opponents before the big day tomorrow. So if AIM Artemis manages to upset Gaijin Invicta with the lineup of Muji, Azri, Scarlet, Yisa, Kimi, as well as Sammy, Gaijin Invicta can still make a more impactful comeback tomorrow, B.
Exactly. And the reason why they need to get into their heads that they need to win this one, even though that no one's going to go home today, is the fact that if you win right now, it's just most likely that you will win tomorrow as well. And having all of that in mind, it's going to be very impressive for Muji, Azri, Scarlet, Isa, Kimmy, and also Sammy to really, really be that team, that underdog that we really, really want to see here. Because as we know, the points that they have here, they are at 4th place from the group stage. So really having to win that game off of XDG definitely was that boost that they really needed to have. But then we are talking about Gaijin Invicta that we can see over here. Debbie, Rosie, Mia, Tokyo, and Ellen. We already know how good these girls are, especially right now. Tokyo seems to be like she's on fire. And although she kind of faltered at the very end, I feel like she just needed to have that reset, especially with a person like Mia as well. It's going to be very deadly for AIM Artemis.
Yeah, look at the face of Tokyo. She just has the face of a lady that's just unimpressed with anything that's before her, right? She's like, impress me. Unfortunately, you didn't. Now, let's see if or not she will be able to impress us as Gaijin Invicta look to dominate their oppositions. AIM Artemis, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, who are, they've already proven to be slightly better than Gaijin today, just based on how they have performed against their opponents. But let's take a quick look at the head-to-head. 14 versus 14.33. Gaijin Devi doing slightly better. But let's look at the assist though, Beef.
Exactly. More assists out of Devi's side. But then look at with Scarlet, as she has 10 assists here. But then the scoring is a little bit close here as Devi gets 2,682. Just 82 points more than Scarlet. And you can see these girls already know what they're up against. They are at even playing fields, especially with Scarlet having a slight advantage of having more assists. Now you can tell that she is going to be that OBJ player that we love seeing here, really racking up all of those points. But then we're heading over here through our maps and picks here. We are going to be seeing a Gaijin Invicta is going to win that coin toss, meaning they have that advantage, which is going to be very dire for AIM Artemis. But you know what? It doesn't really matter. I think at this point, they just really need to step it up no matter if they are at a disadvantage or not. Raid and Standoff are going to be banned, and it's going to be interesting how Hardpoint is going to be here in Summit yet again. Oh no, this is going to be dangerous right now, AJ, for AIM Artemis, as we know that Gaijin Invicta has played this map earlier on, so maybe they can just, correct their mistakes.
Yeah, absolutely. And we are talking about that reset of spawn at the 3rd as well as 4th hardpoint, which will be able to swing the match your way. Let's see exactly which team is able to pull that off. As Summit and Standoff gets banned for match number 2. Search and Destroyed. AIM Artemis calls for it to happen at firing range. And this is going to be straightforward. Let's see exactly which side will be able to go in there for those quick plants. And hopefully, AIM Artemis has learned from, Gaijin Invicta, I have to say, has learned from their slow approaches to that bomb site.
Hold on, let me guess what's going to be domination. Is it gonna be firing range? Come on, just make it firing range, please. Crash and Standoff are going to be banned here in domination, and here we go. Just how I pegged it, firing range. This is basically a show of what we had a while ago with Gaijin Invicta versus Velvet, AJ.
It's like the mirror of the picks, right? But Hardpoint as well as Search and Destroy for map number 4 and 5, if at all it gets pushed that far. Firing range will drop in for Hardpoint yet again, not going into Summit this time round. And let's see Search and Destroy as Gaijin Invicta will be able to pick the final map, will call us into Crossfire. Now let's see if or not these two, quite equally skilled team, at least based on how they've performed against XDG as well as Velvet, take it into match number 5? Or will it be, once again, a one-sided victory for Gaijin Invicta to take a 3-0 clean sweep in here?
Now, this is the problem that I'm seeing here, is the fact that Gaijin Invicta played all of these maps in the same modes against AIM Artemis, who hasn't played all of these yet so far. Now, Gaijin Invicta not only has the advantage of picking the map, but they've played here already in the last match. They're hot and ready. They've been on fire already. And even though that they've lost, they already know what's going to be going down here. And with AIM Artemis, they have the disadvantage of losing that pick and also being against a team that already knows what's going to happen here, AJ. It's going to be trouble, but with a team like AIM Artemis, I hope they pull through.
Absolutely. And I want both of them to have equal share of the pie, but obviously there can only be one victor in here today. But either way, I'm just hoping for it to get pushed into all the way to match number 5, because that's just going to give extra airtime for both of these teams in here and extra opportunities for us to see exactly where they excel and exactly where those weak links are that can be exploited, because this is going to be a rematch as we probably drop in tomorrow as well, Beep.
Exactly. And for this matchup, for our first game, I think it's going to be difficult for AIM Artemis to actually get that win. But they did win a while ago here in Hardpoint. And we are starting it off here in Summit Hardpoint. It is going to be a different map, though. But I think the fact that they won that, maybe they are confident. But you are going to be going up against a player like Mia and also Tokyo, which have been doing so well so far.
Okay, now let's see exactly how they will be able to take this, as Isa gets a little laggy on my side. Devi will be able to take her out. It is AIM Artemis that opens up the hard point. Well, Gaijin and Invicta dropping in for just a quick moment to disrupt the points pickup. But AIM Artemis able to deal with all of the early pressure. And this is what I like to see. Can AIM Artemis keep this sort of a pressure up in this game? Are we going to be able to see Yisa once again start performing?
Well, it's going to be interesting how Isa is going to be able to do this, but so far she's doing actually good. And that rotation off of AIM Artemis has been doing so well so far. We have 0 points here from Gaijin Invicta, but it's still too early to tell. Now, they need to make that early rotation already in P2, which is going to be very, very open, and they need to get that really amazing power position here in 2F, because if you have position off 2F, now that is a way to go for P2.
I am not sure why nobody has corrected me so far, because I just realized something very, very important, Beef. The loser of this match is actually going to get eliminated. Why was I under the illusion that there is no elimination today? I will have no idea, because the winner of this match will be able to go into the lower bracket final for tomorrow. One team will not be able to proceed. This is a do or die time for both of these teams. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, that just changes the amount of energy the Mustachio has to invest into this series. So let's light it up, Pete.
Okay, I thought I was the one that was wrong a while ago, because I said it was do or die, but you said, oh, no, it's going to be eliminated. I'm like, what? Okay, let's go. Now that we finally have confirmation that people are going to be eliminated for today, gives us more energy to actually say that, oh my gosh, this one team is going to be eliminated. And right now it's going to be AIM Artemis is going to have that amazing rotation off of P3. And right now Gaijin Invicta is having such a hard time here.
This is why I've always failed in all of my major exams, okay? I've never gotten the most important question right when it truly matters, as it is going to be AIM Artemis picking up all of those 40 points. Gaijin Invicta onto that comeback gameplay at the cable car. Will we be able to see them make not only a comeback, but also stage a defense so that AIM Artemis will not be able to make a push right back through in this game? Because so far, AIM has been very, very impressive today.
Exactly, AIM has been so good in this competition so far, and especially with that Hardpoint win a while ago, you already know they're going to be able to actually get it. But then Gaijin Invicta just got that P3 a little bit early, and there's 20 seconds if they're not able to actually contest, but the rotation needs to go around, as AIM Artemis is already positioning themselves here in that next Hardpoint, which is going to be P4, and Gaijin again is going to be getting all of those scrap points.
Okay, cable car platform, they will be able to fight for all of it. But as we go in for the next rotation, AIM Artemis wants to have more of this hard point. They are already set for that defense, and they do not want Gaijin Invicta anywhere near that. This is AIM Artemis's spawn point, and this is now a particular objective for Gaijin Invicta to not only pick that hard point up, but to also reset their spawns, which I believe they may have just done.
Exactly, that what happened here, and especially right now with that rotation, and knowing that AIM actually went in for the early rotation, but then they just couldn't win all of those gunfights. And I think it's because that the operator skills were brought out here, and Gaijin Invicta, that was a really good deal, but it's going to be interesting how all of it later on goes through, especially with that P2 where everything just gets off.
Might just be game over. Gaijin Invicta has played this to perfection. They go into AIM Artemis's hardpoint, they reset their spawn, and they are able to pick those points up. And they are purposely getting themselves killed now, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, to allow AIM Artemis to get those points. Why? Because they just want to drop into control room number 2. And just like that, Gaijin Invicta is already on point. They forcefully get themselves eliminated so that they can be transported to the place where it just gives them so much of advantage. And this might just be the closure of game number 1. But AIM Artemis stepping right back in there to continuously make it difficult for Gaijin Invicta B.
The cluster strike is down and both teams are having such a difficult time really going in there, but AIM Artemis really taking advantage of the cluster strikes and no one is going to be up here yet again, but Gaijin is going to be there, and at this point it's really up to all of these teams who can actually contest here in control room number 2. You can't really hold this point for so long. All you can do is actually just to contest it, but you can see here AIM Artemis is doing such a good job and right now the points are racking up slowly.
Oh, slowly for sure, but here comes Gaijin Invicta right back with those questions, but they seem all a little too scattered. This is a beautiful pack being held down by AIM Artemis, but the problem is the contention of the hardpoint will ensure neither team manages to pick those points up, and a few scraps this time being picked up by Gaijin Invicta, but more importantly, they did not allow AIM Artemis to pick those important points up. And here comes that fight right back through as we move out onto the edge platform. A cluster strike will be brought in by AIM Artemis for them to pick a few points right back up. But Mia on that VTOL now, Beef.
Oh, Mia being such an aggressive player here, getting rid of 2x1 Goliath. What a waste here by AIM Artemis. Gaijin Invicta doing such a good job, really denying everyone. This VTOL is going up in the air so far. It's not down yet, AJ.
Oh my god, too much of damage is done. This is not a domination match. This is a hardpoint match. But even if so, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, just by not taking out that VTOL, Gaijin Invicta has managed to kind of push this to the 138 point, but it's not too far away. It's not domination, which literally means as long as AIM Artemis can hold their own and not give up, the comeback could just be made. Sammy with a quick pop on that XS1. This is the contention for cable car platform. AIM Artemis still trying to fight it out of Gaijin's hands, but at that 140 mark, Gaijin looks like they want to close this off.
Mia definitely being such an amazing player here for her team. Amazing player. 43, AJ. She has 43 kills in Hardpoint. That is the most out of everyone here.
How? Okay, wait. First of all, let's acknowledge me having a stupid moment on a stream. I don't know why. For some reason, I convinced myself that there's not going to be an elimination here because I was taking notes on my Excel sheet. So I was like, no elimination today. And then I just stuck with that point the whole day through. But thankfully, following the right rules of the competition, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, it's going to be heated action in here as one team will be stopped today. And is that going to be the side of Gaijin Invicta or AIM Artemis in here, Beef? The one match that we have seen, is it going to be how the whole day plays out?
Look at the points that you're seeing here. There is no question, absolutely no question who win this one. And Gaijin Mia with 43 kills, 14 deaths. That KDA is absolutely amazing. Scarlet has 23. That's impressive, yes, but look at who's beside her. Gaijin Mia proving to be such an important player, especially with that VTOL. Now, that VTOL definitely did so much damage. I think it was in the air for probably 10 seconds, which is so long at a tournament like this. Usually you see VTOLs going down after just 3 seconds, not really doing a lot of damage, but she did her job well, and this is just an amazing run here by Gaijin Invicta. Everything was right. The rotation, the gunfight, and all of that. But then I'm excited to see the results for this one. And you can see here 150 to 108. Okay, hold on. Now this looks familiar. Hold on, AJ. Why is this happening? Is this deja vu or something?
It might just be deja vu, right? Let's see if not. Gaijin Invicta will take the next victory and then show us a 150 and 108 on domination as well. Because if that happens, this is like some witchcraft voodoo mumbo jumbo that's going on.
Well, I think we're going to have to do some sort of ritual if that does happen here with Search and Destroy and Domination. I swear, we're not witchcraft, so we're not wizards over here. Maybe we are, but then it's going to be interesting how, knowing that they lost this hard point, right? AIM Artemis, how they're going to be able to actually answer to this one, because they did fairly well a while ago in Search and Destroy. Now, I think AIM Artemis is a little bit of a better Search and Destroy team than Gaijin Invicta, knowing how, they don't really get to learn from their mistakes. You're really rotating back to B, not really learning from that and just creating the same mistakes over and over. And hopefully AIM Artemis gets this win.
Absolutely. Now, AIM Artemis, they've been able to show that they can take the fight up against XD, their opponents in here. But unfortunately, as we have just seen the way Gaijin Invicta has managed to play this so far, Mia has been the biggest problem to deal with. Are we going to be able to see the opportunity for AIM Artemis to eliminate Mia early on? Because most of these players, they usually fall back to their preferred locations, especially when we look at, Search and Destroy, right? When you assume your defensive or your offensive positions, most of these players will pick those exact same spots. So if they can identify how Mia plays this, and if Mia does not change her strategies up, maybe that's something AIM Artemis can look at capitalizing on.
Exactly, but then here we go. They were able to capitalize on that, but then the trade does come in here. It is a 4v3 situation here, AJ, and that push off of V seemed to be really good for now, but then I don't know if they're going to be able to pull it off with just 3 members. No, not 2.
What is going on? Unfortunately for AIM Artemis, they do take Mia out, but Gaijin Invicta literally responds saying, dude, we don't need Mia to win these rounds. Mia's right back in there. Let's go. Round number 2. Can AIM Artemis pick this one up?
We see here a rotation early.
Oh! With a double kill! Rosie with the perfect sniping!
What? I was about to say my spiel, but then I'm so glad that you took that for me, because I just didn't understand what just happened there. Rosie finally getting the kills that she wanted, that she couldn't get a while ago from Team Velvet. And now, this is what we're talking about. Gaijin Invicta is on a revenge streak right now, and Mia is going to be that player to kill everyone.
She is not happy at all that she got eliminated so early. Finally taken down, but there was backup to drop right back in there. Gaijin Invicta looking so aggressive against AIM Artemis. Let's take a quick look and see exactly how they will set up this attacking side. AIM Artemis should be able to invade that alpha side by the time they will traverse through the shower front. It looks like the setup of a defense from the side of AIM Artemis is just going to be... Sorry, Gaijin is a little bit too strong.
Now, that information with Rosie saying that, okay, the smoke has been down here in A long. Now, we should just head over here, get that rotation on. But I think it went a little bit too late as 2 members does go down. But then the response from L is going to be difficult. But then AJ, here we go. This is the win that AIM Artemis might just get.
They might... Oh, beauty! Yisa as well as Azri taking down their opponents at the exact same time. And AIM Artemis will pull one back, but is that enough? We will take a look. They are on the attacking side. They can command the way this game is taken. Hopefully they don't drop into Bravo often. AIM Artemis, as they will once again traverse through that shower front. Smoked off the part for Rosie to not be able to perform. Taking out Tokyo. AIM Artemis, they have got the advantage in this round, Beef.
I think it's because they know that no one is going to be having eyes on mid, and having that advantage, they don't even pop a smoke off mid. They just go through that trailer, and I think that hole needs to be filled by Gaijin Invicta, as right now they are down 1 man and it's 1 woman. It's going to be difficult for them to actually go through here, but it's very, very doable. They are going to be trying to actually get that rotation on it through that flank, but then here we go. It is a 3v5 situation.
Okay, Mia taking Yisa out of the equation. AIM Artemis still has got 4 players and the bomb has been planted. 15 seconds more in here. Time is running out. Gaijin Invicta needs to respond. Sammy on the defense, but unfortunately she will have the termite just blocking her vision. Backs away. Opportunity now, but it is just too late. And AIM Artemis will be able to pick 1 round, 1 point up for themselves, equalizing 2 apiece.
Now, knowing that there is a hole through mid and that there's going to be 2 players heading over to warehouse, they need to make that defense through mid stronger. Like what I've said before, they don't really learn from their past mistakes, and we're seeing here yet again 2 players going into trailer yet again, but then we see here 4 players are going to be inside trailer. Here we go. This is what we're talking about. They learned finally. They're listening to us.
Oh, you see, okay, now Gaijin are doing absolutely perfectly, but Azri will get shut down. Now, here's the thing. The mid was being held. That is exactly how Rosie went in for that double kill early on. They weren't smoking out the mid of their section, but how AIM Artemis actually was playing that very smartly is they tossed their smoke all the way right in front of this command center, and Rosie was not able to go in for her usual snipes, and she was forced to take that A bomb site. But unlucky for the side of AIM Artemis, Rosie is quite crazy with those close quarters combat on that snipe as well. Gaijin Invicta, 2 ladies down. AIM Artemis, they will have the beautiful advantage to take this 3-all. Are we going to be able to see them do it, Biff?
We'll see, especially with players like Rosie, Mia, and Devi. It's very possible for them to actually go push, but they need to stick together. Oh, Azri gets the kill, though. It's not going to be looking nice for Gaijin Invicta.
Okay, now let's see exact... Oh, Azri with 1 more opportunity in here. Rosie, beautiful response. Mia shut down. Rosie, solo play in here so far, but unfortunately will not be able to get that melee kill. And AIM Artemis will be able to equalize things. 3 apiece now. Gaijin Invicta isn't able to pull a far too much.
Destroy the objective.
Exactly, but then look at the points that we have. Look at the kills. Muji, at round number 6, still has 0 kills. That is very surprising to me, especially at a level like this. She needs to start getting those kills. Oh, Rosie with that kill off of that grenade!
Okay, now Yisa as well as Sammy doing it for AIM Artemis. Can they go in there for the plant as well? The defense is immediately dropping in for Gaijin Invicta. Devi, man of war attack, gets that kill. Oh, and in for the expose, but Kimmy will be able to take it down with a beautiful play slide. And Rosie now with the bomb will be able to defend her position. QQ9 on the takedown. Mia in there as well to make sure that it is gonna be easy for them. This breaks down into a one-on-one situation. Sniper going up against the QQ9 and is not gonna be either side with the bomb and the thermite with the beautiful takedown, and that's what makes Mia an amazing Valkyrie.
Mia with that big IQ gameplays. What the heck? Mia is doing such an amazing job. Not only is she good at that fire play, but she's also so smart, knowing that she has no choice but to stay there with that thermite kill. Amazing plays here, but we are seeing a rotation off of A, heavy rotation. All the team members of Gaijin Invicta are going to be doing that plan over there, doing such a good job.
Okay, Kimi unfortunately does not spot out the right position. Tokyo takes her out. QQ9 does not bring in the KRM this time round into the firing range. And Tokyo will be able to take Yisa as well, as she makes a very careless rotation in towards the bomb site. 4-3, and Gaijin Invicta look like they will be able to pick up point number 5 unless Azri, Sammy, and Muji can make a gameplay in here. Just like what Beef has pointed out, Muji is unable to perform. QQ9, and this is round number 8 with 0 kills. She needs to step it up just a little bit for her side. Sammy, man of war, onto the approach. Unfortunately taken down. Devi right behind. Muji once again slain. And this is just Azri all alone with the amazing headshot snipe. But it is not enough, B.
We are at match point. One more round. If Gaijin Invicta wins this, they are going to be having another round on their name. Now, if they win this one, they are an advantage because that's it. If they win that domination round, all they need is one more win over here. And it's going to be a very quick push up of Bravo. Everyone but one is going to go here in Bravo. One is going to stay here, but it's going to be interesting how they actually play this.
Yeah, great play coming in here from Sammy. Tosses the thermite right on the ground and then goes in for that shot. Tokyo didn't see that coming. AIM is looking like they are all set, geared to take this win. Mia, QQ9 dropping in for Gaijin Invicta and will be able to thin the herd out. Rosie goes in for that shot as well. Sammy takes her out. It's going to be Devi that equalizes back this situation. Kimmy with that backstab will be able to make this a one-on-one. Devi with the opportunity to go in for the blunt will go in for the fake and then rotate over. This is IQ 9,999 coming in from Devi, but Kimmy sees right through her gameplay and they walk right in front of each other. For Devi to take the bat to the face, Gaijin Invicta will take victory number 2.
Batuta gameplay at its finest. That bat was absolutely rude. She did not have to do that, but she just... And that they just won it like that. What a best way to finish off a round. And that was just amazing. Actually, the player of that particular round was Gaijin Mia. She stayed there at top wood. She was just looking for, you know, people going through in mid, and she went for that flank, getting rid of 2 players. And even though AIM had the advantage, she was able to get all those 2 kills and really erasing the play that AIM Artemis had. But here we go. Gaijin Devi having those 9 kills and Sammy having those 6. Issa having that 9, trying to get all those kills, but not quite enough. You can see all of the efforts going down the drain from AIM Artemis, and they really need to step it up for domination.
Just beating Mia with about 30 points on the score. That's exactly where Devi took the MVP, but absolutely well-deserved. Both of these players, you know, were shining through, and it looks really scary to the results of the previous series, doesn't it?
Oh no. Oh, you're so right. I didn't even notice that. Oh my goodness. 6-3. Y'all, Gaijin Invicta and AIM Artemis, y'all better not get 150 and 108 here in Fire Range Domination, or else I'm going to believe that we are in another dimension and we are all being controlled. Okay?
Yeah. I wanted to end 150 to 108. I'll lose my mind. How the hell did they manage to do that? I don't know, man. It's a crazy, crazy series coming in here. And, you know, I wish AIM Artemis is able to bring the fire right back in, the type of fire that we saw them take against XDG in match number 1 in their first series of the day. Because if they cannot show us that side of themselves, Gaijin Invicta will be able to rule them out of the competition.
Right now, we have AIM Artemis having the advantage of finally getting their butt lit on fire. And I mean, I know it is an advantage for Gaijin Invicta because they only need 1 more, but then we just need that mindset from AIM Artemis to actually win this one. And having that mindset of not losing is definitely dangerous. And the battle for Bravo is going to be the name of the game here. They need to get into that top 10. They need to get the trailer and tower as well.
Okay, now let's see exactly how they will take this, because a triple cap attempt coming in very early for the side of AIM Artemis. I would say that's a little too hopeful, and we will be able to see Gaijin Invicta pick up the barracks hut. Bravo closed down by the side of Gaijin Invicta, and AIM Artemis now needs to step it up because the most difficult of sites to take over has been taken over by the side that has been dominant in the series so far. But a 2-lady stand-up onto Bravo will make sure AIM Artemis snatches it back up in style.
Actually, Gaijin Invicta was the one that got Bravo right now, and AIM is still trying to get that. See, we can see here AIM Artemis trying so hard.
It's the logo colors, and the mustache is just drunk for some reason today, man. Beautiful triple cap being picked up by Gaijin Invicta. AIM Artemis with that fight back onto Bravo, but it's just not hitting the mark, and it gets cleared off immediately. Gaijin Invicta better not win this by a landslide, okay? I want to see a 150-108 victory.
Exactly. I really want to see that as well, but it looks like it's quite a dominating game here so far by Gaijin Invicta, really having that triple cap so early on, but it wasn't that far off. It wasn't that long enough that they were actually able to keep that, and they need to go for a, no doubt about it, AIM Artemis needs to go for that alpha take and also that Charlie. They need 2 people here in Charlie and 3 people heading over through that A-bomb site because they need to go and let go of that Bravo.
Unfortunately, it's just the way they are spawning back through. Should allow them to pick up on their barracks hut right now. The pressure will not come through for the side of Gaijin Invicta, but the reversal will happen as Charlie gets picked right back up. And at all points, Gaijin Invicta want to make sure that they maintain the hold onto sites. And AIM Artemis, on the other hand, it's a constant battle to see if or not they can fight for one back. Will they be able to switch the way the game works here and turn the pressure onto Gaijin Invicta? At the moment, it just seems like it's a little too difficult for them.
Exactly. It is a little bit too difficult for them, as we see here a contest Tokyo just contesting all by herself, but does fail.
Okay, now every single time they go in for that barracks hut takeover, they lose clearing area. But this time, are they going to be able to show us that there is a difference? Barracks hut takeover coming through. AIM Artemis almost, and yes, they do. They capture 2 sites. The question is, how long can they maintain a hold on this? They will be able to take Charlie back. No, clearing area prevention by AIM Artemis will make sure that they are all set for a triple cap. But unfortunately, we will reach the halfway point, B.
At some point, I actually thought that they were going to get that triple cap. And for that first round, the thing that lacked for AIM Artemis is the fact that they couldn't really hold down those power positions in the top 10 tower and also top wood also. And also getting that trailer control, which mostly Gaijin Invicta had. And they really need to push to go for that distraction gameplay off of Charlie as well, which they did so far, but they were having difficulties of actually taking that.
Okay, Barracks Hut picked up in here. Gaijin Mia, Sparrow kill on with the Travis. Beautiful kill once again and gets the 3rd one in a row. Are we going to be able to see her use the Sparrow to pick up on one of the hard points at the same time? She just uses it as extermination. Best control, they say. Scarlet dropping in with the exact same gameplay as well, trying to pick up Bravo for AIM Artemis. Unfortunately, it's not going to be as easy as that. Gaijin Invicta will be able to force the question as they increase their hold on that Bravo side, little by little. That's the way they choose to take it, and finally, they complete their hold. And Gaijin Invicta back in the driving seat, close this game off. Sammy with the War Machine, and she will be able to force the case over at clearing area for the side of AIM Artemis. But on that note, on that point, they lose Barracks Hut B.
Exactly. They able to actually, trying to go for Charlie, they lost Alpha in the process. And I think now that is their weakness. When they're trying to go for a point here, and then again, it's going to be a triple cap yet again. Now it's going to be a large triple cap because the cluster strike is going to be going down. Now this is the genius that I love about Gaijin Invicta, right? Now that they're dominating here, they are not able to actually give all of that here, especially with AIM Artemis trying to go and get those points. If they lose this one, they're going to lose it all.
Oh, absolutely, man. Look at Gaijin Invicta. They want just perfection. They clear out even that little bit over at that barracks hut. They will clear out clearing area as well. And Mia will be able to prevent the capture on Charlie at the very last moment. This is a triple cap that will be held by Gaijin Invicta. And this is just gonna look like game over for AIM Artemis. They aren't even able to capture back Charlie, and this will be the prevention of the century in Call of Duty Mobile. Yisa right now bringing in a veto of her own. Are they going to be able to get it though? No, it is still a triple cap by Gaijin Invicta on the map B.
What? Issa already has that veto, yet they still couldn't keep one more point. What a disappointing exit here by AIM Artemis. I'm just disappointed that again at 108.
I'm disappointed as well. But Gaijin Invicta really bringing on the fire in this match. They weren't as impressive as AIM Artemis, who was able to take one game away from their opponents, from one of the juggernauts, from one of the giants earlier on. But Gaijin just proving that it is not about 1 or 2 matches. It's all about the ability to pick those series off. And they will earn themselves another opportunity at the lower brackets tomorrow for a play into the grand finals. Whether or not it plays into their hands, we will have to wait and see.
Exactly, and we can see here Gaijin Devi with 24 kills, the MVP for Gaijin Invicta, and Isa finally stepping it up for the last time with 25 kills to her name, the most out of everyone over here. And it was amazing effort to actually see the AIM girls to really bring it up here, especially at the last day of their fight. And it's going to be interesting how all of these girls really bring it at the next time, because I want to see them in future tournaments.
Yeah, absolutely great to see Yisa back up there performing as the MVP. She wasn't really shining much at all earlier on today. And, that could have really kind of given the team of AIM a sucker punch right in the gut, right? To have your MVP not be able to play at the top of a game, it's not really going to do you well or fine at all at the playoffs. 150 to 108, 6-3, 150 to 63. Hey, at least there's a 6-3 there for fire range. Gaijin Invicta takes an amazing victory over AIM Artemis. But look, I have been thoroughly impressed by the side of AIM. Haven't you, Beef?
Exactly. I have been so impressed, especially getting that 1 point off of XDG LXIX earlier on. And I thought that would be enough for them to actually get at least 1 point here against Gaijin Invicta, but they weren't able to do so, sadly, especially with that loss in Hardpoint. I think that was the one where, they kind of just lost all of their hope. Now, this is what we were talking about a while ago, right? Is that the fact that they lost their spirits earlier on against XDG LXIX from that Hardpoint game heading over to their fourth game, right? Now, that was very difficult to see because, how good they are. And under pressure, they didn't really do so well. And we already said that Gaijin Invicta does a little bit more better under pressure.
Exactly right. And Gaijin Invicta is also the team who has taken the fight up against, Team Velvet in here so far, but they weren't able to bring much of that fight into that series. Are we going to be able to see them do better in their second opportunity tomorrow? They have started off great here by slaying AIM Artemis. And, it might just give them that extra bit of boost into tomorrow, wouldn't it?
Exactly. I think it's going to be more on what is going to happen with their plays, because they have everything down. They have their gunfights, their skills and winning, all of that. And also they are smart enough to be able to get that. But I think it's just all about the plays, especially going against a team like, XDG or Velvet. They really need to make those smart plays. And whoever is coaching these girls right now, you need to make a creative play to see. And so, as a while ago with Search and Destroy, they were predictable. And that's the only thing that you shouldn't be in this competition. The moment your opponent reads you, that is done deal already.
Yeah, and this was Rosie's beautiful double kill as she continued to, pick and just absolutely tear the opposition apart from that command center with her crazy snipes round after round. And the moment AIM Artemis started shutting her down with an amazingly placed smoke right in front of the command center, she backs it up and she goes directly into shooting range because she expected the fight to come into alpha, right? And she got that right as well multiple times. So amazing plays coming in through from Rosie. But this was the highlight of the day for me.
Well, the bat to the face was definitely something that you wouldn't want to have in this competition. That is just confidence that you can see here from Devi, and you can tell how ready they are for this win. And seeing over here with this domination round, they definitely had that dominating feature here. They tried to go for that triple cap, and they had the triple cap for so long, especially at the very end. And AIM Artemis, I feel like they were just too spread out. They didn't really go have some sort of advantage over, Gaijin Invicta.
And let's talk about the VTOL that was up in the air towards the very end. Even with the VTOL from the side of AIM Artemis, they couldn't go in and cap even one of those positions. And I feel like that's all down to communication as well, right? To be able to communicate where does the VTOL force all of those fires on. And the VTOL needs to communicate back as well as to which point would be easiest for the team members to go in here and pick up. Because she will be able to spot all of the opposition from the air. But unfortunately, I guess that play was just slightly too late for the side of AIM Artemis. They weren't able to capitalize. And this was the part where we approached that, beautiful play from AIM Artemis to kind of catch back up in the game.
You are absolutely right, especially with that communication. I feel like they kind of lacked it here in this particular game, which they didn't have a problem with that hardpoint game against XDG, right? Like what you said, that VTOL was up in the air for so long. That could have been their advantage. They could have turned around the game if they took advantage of that VTOL. I think they were just too far spread out that they were getting picked off one by one by the Gaijin girls. And it should have just been like this. Here we go, Issa. They're spread out. They couldn't even go out. No, they're actually not spread out. They're just in one area. They're being spawned out. They're being spawn trapped by Gaijin. I think it was just like that communication where they didn't know that the VTOL was going to be out. They didn't have a plan. When that happened, they should have gone through at least one. But then here we go. Gaijin Mia, the MVP for today in this matchup, 18 kills, 7 assists, average score of 2,781. I am not surprised that this girl is MVP yet again with that 43 kills in Hardpoint and also those amazing plays in Search and Destroy. I am thoroughly impressed by this. Hashtag Valkyrie Mia.
Oh, absolutely, man. Mia has been so impressive throughout the whole competition, and she is still maintaining her performance at the playoffs in here. Well done to Gaijin Mia. Well done to the whole team, Gaijin Invicta, for making it through here at the playoffs. As far as AIM Artemis can go, they surely did not play a poor match at all. They were just outskilled, just outshined by the side of Gaijin Invicta. But with the pace of, improvement coming in here from AIM Artemis throughout the competition, I can definitely tell it's not only going to be the last time we see them, but it is going to be the first few series where you see them tanking a couple of losses, right? Because these ladies are going to come back into future series as monsters, Beef.
You are absolutely correct on that one. I really want to see AIM Artemis really get this loss, not treat it as something that is negative, but turn it into something positive for them to grow as a team. Because AIM Artemis, if you're listening to this, if you're tuning into this one, you need to step it up. You have that potential to really be one of the greatest girls team here in Garena Call of Duty Mobile. And you really have to, just polish everything that you already have, all the gifts and all of that, all of the talent that you have, because everything that you have here so far, you can definitely take it super far. But then we're heading off over tomorrow, XDG LXIX versus Velvet in that upper bracket final. AJ, we can see here, lower bracket final, Gaijin Invicta is sitting over there waiting to see who is going to be losing in that upper bracket final.
Okay, now this one, if you want to predict as to how tomorrow is going to go based on how the group stages went, XDG managed to take the victory over Velvet. Are we going to be able to see them do that again and force Velvet into 3 different series? Because that's going to be super duper stressful on whoever who loses the upper bracket final.
Velvet is not going to give XDG an easy time. I think it's going to go into match number 5. Any of these girls can definitely win it, but it's just a matter of those really, last minute calls, last second decisions that you are going to be making here, because right now they are at even playing fields. And although that XDG have that advantage, Velvet is definitely one to answer back and clap back and say, no, even though you had that 1 point advantage over us, we still have the same points, man. Look at all of these. And I still don't know who's going to meet them, meet Gaijin Invicta tomorrow at the lower bracket, but whoever it's going to be, Gaijin Invicta is going to have a hard time.
Oh, no doubt about that at all, right? The 2 giants of the competition so far, the Valkyrie series, have been dominated by Velvet as well as XDG, and this has not changed. Even in the playoffs in here today, they have still dominated, and they will not stop dominating. Hashtag Valkyrie Elmo J, hashtag Valkyrie Mia, or hashtag Valkyrie Afia, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. You've got Issa in here as well for AIM Artemis. The winner of the Valkyrie Honor Award will get $200 US. So make sure you get into the comment section and vote for the one you feel truly deserves the award.
Imagine that. It's almost the same amount as being top 4 here. $200. Imagine if you're top 4 and you won as Valkyrie. It means you guys won $400 already. So that is no joke. And especially, not only are they going to be winning all of that, but just to get the title of Valkyrie in a competition like this is going to be so exciting. But here we go. Tomorrow we have playoffs day number 2. Opening our day up, we have XDG LXIX versus Velvet. And then whoever loses that is going to be going head to head against Gaijin and Invicta for that loser's bracket. And whoever is going to win that one, who is going to see here in the finals. We are finally at our last day, AJ. I'm so excited for this one.
Oh, absolutely, man. Is it going to be XDG or Velvet that takes the first victory? Can Gaijin Invicta stand up against one of the two biggest titans at the Valkyrie series and surprise us with a victory tomorrow? Because if they haven't been able to get a victory against the top dogs so far, it doesn't matter. Doing it tomorrow, yeah, that will definitely put them into the records. The history books will just be talking about them non-stop. Guys, in Invicta, it's their time to shine tomorrow. Velvet as well as XDG, it is their time to show how consistent they can be. And truly, if there is one spot for just one team, who will rise up to the top?
Comment down below who your favorite team is and also who is going to be your hashtag Valkyrie. And we are going to be having our last day for tomorrow. Now, all of this is going to be exciting. I want to see an underdog story and see Gaijin Invicta suddenly sweep us out of our hearts and really get everyone to see, like, no, everything that you've doubted about us. No, that's going to be wrong, because I've seen it firsthand in tournaments before where a team that didn't really do so well in the lower bracket finals suddenly had a sweep and eventually winning that tournament. And I've seen that. It's none other than NU Anarchy. I've seen that team grow, and I think Gaijin Invicta can do so as well.
Absolutely. And let's see if or not that's exactly what they will go ahead to do tomorrow, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. Exact same time. We will catch you tomorrow. This is the Mustachio as well as Beef Mommy bringing you all of the action from the Valkyrie series, brought to you by Call of Duty Mobile. Signing off. We will catch you tomorrow.